what's your gang? What's your tribe? What's your set? What's your gang?
Hey V, line
Say,
them up.
what's your tribe, little nigga? What's your tribe, little nigga? Pressure apply, little nigga, when we slide, little nigga. If you a $5 nigga, don't get tried, little nigga. What's your tribe, little nigga? What's your tribe, little nigga? Pressure apply, little nigga, when we slide, little nigga. If you a $5 nigga, don't get tried, little nigga. It's a sleeve down movement, we ain't jabbing shit. But if niggas want box, then we jabbing shit. Uncivilized, we be on some savage shit. And if you disrespect this shit, it could get tragic quick. Boy, we smoking on that wop, that's that Walter Platt. Edgar Hoover in the wood and we ain't coughing yet. If you a N.A. nigga, then you not a threat. If you a AA nigga, you get my respect. Aboriginal, all our ops pitiful. Colonize your mind, then they act like they got rid of you. Truth come to the light, they'll fuck around and finish you. Copper color Indian, the proof is individual. I said the proof is individual. S.O.E. Shit is getting critical. Better mask up, nigga, or be been a fool. And it's still trap gang, you know that been a crew. A alpha male don't just provide, little nigga. He create governments and get supply, little nigga. All that marching ain't gon' work. You ain't tired, little nigga. Quit the G, check that nigga like, what's your tribe, little nigga? What's your tribe, little nigga? What's your tribe, little nigga? Pressure apply, little nigga, when we slide, little nigga. If you a $5 nigga, don't get tried, little nigga. What's your tribe, little nigga? What's your tribe, little nigga? Pressure apply, little nigga, when we slide, little nigga. If you a $5 nigga, don't get tried, little nigga.
Never have no temp on them, come from where we come from. Copper ain't your nature, this ain't your land, this ain't your nation. They say we lost our language when we went through simulation. Y'all went through simulation, how the fuck y'all know the language? This to mirror, fuck these natives. Atlantis till we vanish. First on Turtle Island, still the first ones on this planet. They talk on the net, but if we met, they show they penis. When it come to action, bitch, we slide like Michael Jackson. Bullets playing tag, this ain't no Facebook post. They was damn bad before they came to the coast. Crackers turning jackers, all our friends became foes. 100 years later, back on top of you hoes. Like, what's your tribe, little nigga?
What's your tribe, little nigga? Pressure apply, little nigga, when we slide, little nigga. If you a $5 nigga, don't get tried, little nigga. What's your tribe, little nigga? What's your tribe, little nigga? Pressure apply, little nigga, when we slide, little nigga. If you a $5 nigga, don't get tried, little nigga.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? He $5 though if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God of Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English potted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This
Message to the black
Say you
man.
wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust a pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular. They get paid and praised by the dollar long as they keeping us stagnant. And niggas think they woke, huh? Like you could change a whole world through a vote, huh? Like slave masters willing to let they slave go, huh? That slave master was probably your kinfolk, huh? History in reverse, a black king strategy. When blacks were your majesty, they always hide your pyramids but point to where the castles be. Aristocracies with your last name patented accurately. Yeah. And I ain't even tell half the shit. Like, I ain't even tell a quarter of the shit. I'm just getting started. Y'all niggas rap about busting guns and all this weird shit. I'm trying to get my people back, nigga.
Salute, salute, salute. Shout out to everybody in the building. Yes, Navarre's my damn he we'll talk about that in another one. He's out of commission right now. I don't know what's going on. Shout out to everybody that is listening in. I do want to say salute to everyone that is listening in. If you're new to the channel, it's your brother Big Aboriginal Power, and we got a banger for you guys. I'm going to be reacting to this whole Tariq Nasheed making his debut over there on TikTok, man. It was a lot of crazy conversations. He happened to upload a portion of the live stream, and I'm going to be reacting, interjecting, and getting into this conversation. So if y'all ready to rock the motherfucking house on out, all I need y'all to do is drop a fire emoji, support the channel by hitting that like button and sharing the live stream. And once you do that, we can get right into it. So if y'all ready to rock the house, let's go. Let's
For the stats, I be beating the odds. In the blood, it be making me calm. Ride the turbines just like I'm Saddam. I'ma blow it just like I'm a bomb. I'ma leave it.
U.S. Census, Black refers to any people that are descending from groups from sub-Saharan Africa, right? So according to the U.S. Census today, the common understanding of Black that we have, Blackness is inextricably linked to being African. So, you know, like,
by today's
definition of Black, like where is your definition coming from?
This is by today's definition. If you go back to old dictionaries back in the 1800s, even the 1700s, they would talk about Americans being Negro. They would be very.
That's a fact. As a matter of fact, the first written record from contact from explorers, the first written record from contact and explorers came by the way of the Jesuits. The Jesuits actually got a recorded written letter that they call the Jesuit letters. And in that particular letter, they refer to the indigenous peoples of America as Negro de Terra, in opposition of what the Jesuits called the Africans in their prior expeditions. They called the Africans what did they call they as Negro de Guinea. Negro de Guinea is what they refer to the indigenous peoples that once occupied Africa. So this is a crucial point. Once you have this collective understanding moving forward, there should be no reasoning in why when we're bouncing back and forth between Black American, Aboriginal American, and Negro. They're all obviously labels in terms describing one particular group of people, one ethnic group of people here that resides here in America. All right, fam. So, hey, let's get back into it. Y'all hit that like button. It's a lot to get into.
Very explicit about this because when they got here, they saw Black people here or dark-skinned people here.
Run it back.
If you go back to old dictionaries back in the 1800s, even the 1700s, they would talk about Americans being Negro. they would be very explicit about this, because when they got here, they saw black people here or dark-skinned people here, and they reclassified them as Negro. This is why in many of the slave documents
Where
going back
was
to the
that term
1600s.
used first? Negro.
Second,
Where was
guys.
that used first?
Okay.
Do you mind turning your
Hold on.
camera on? Because we just want to confirm if it's really you.
This is me, beloved. This is me.
Where was
Let me
that
say
term
something to this
used
guy
first?
quick.
I'm also curious as to why you're
Listen, don't.
pushing. Wait, I'm also curious as to why you're pushing back so much, because from what I've heard of you, Tariq, you do identify as being an African descendant. So where is the pushback coming from for you?
There's no pushback. I'm all about facts and history. There's no pushback. The pushback is about.
Hold on, let me respond to this guy in the chat, and we want to be very clear. Black Ice, let me respond to your comment. He said, "Hey, Bap, I'm calling clemency for the Africans that was kidnapped out of Africa, that been here almost 25 generations. We not guilty." I don't know what you mean by that.
Really understanding genetics and phenotypes. There were.
Shut the fuck up. I remember you from 2015.
Okay. Somebody's trolling. Trolling. No. Let's stick with facts. We'll troll later. I thought we were gonna have. Let's talk the facts.
Yeah, go
I don't
ahead.
need to troll. Yeah. But the black phenotype has been on this land. This has been completely documented by. I'm talking about white scholars, white explorers, white scientists.
I mean, black people look so different and have so many myriad phenotypes, but I do understand what you're saying.
There's no
Generally,
specific black
there are some
phenotype in that word.
physical
Right.
traits
There is no
associated
specific.
with being
There,
black.
right.
For
There's no
example,
specific
like,
black phenotype.
no,
There's no
there's
specific.
not. But when people think
There ain't
about,
no specific
oh, there's
black phenotype, but there is a particular group of black people that has a particular culture. And so, look, it seems like the TikTok trolls swarmed. When I say swarmed, they swarmed over here. They swarmed over here to Tariq Nasheed live. This is crazy. It's a lot to break down here.
There's a really bad echo. So when people think about like the racial, concepts that people have of blackness, it often includes things like, a wider nose, dark skin, kinky hair. We understand that. But when we're talking about the classic definition that we have today of black, according to like the US Census, are you using the US Census definition or no? According to the US Census definition, black means someone originating from Africa.
But they moved the envelope, because with the U.S. Census, even the definitions of white, that changes almost every 20 years. Back in the 1800s, a white person was somebody who was Anglo from Northern Europe. Then they started to allow Italians to be white. Then they started to allow Jewish people to be white much later. So even Mexicans, they allowed them to be white much later. So they moved the envelope on who's going to be classified as white and what the definition of black is. Like, for example, a lot of people from Africa who are phenotypically black are actually classified as Caucasian.
That's a fact. And along with the Africans in South Africa, most dominantly been identifying as Caucasian as well. These people identify as pale skin. Oftentimes, why would they, like, what are they talking about?
By the census forms.
It does depend. And I mean, bringing that up, in the 2030 census, North Africans are going to be in their own category, MENA, Middle Eastern / North Africa.
Right, exactly.
Right. So y'all got your own categories.
And there are
And
some
listen,
North
these people
African
have their
there are
own
some-
categories. They have their own divisions, their own separated identifiers. But when we want to separate and have our own identifiers, these little tethers get butt hurt. That's absolutely insane, y'all. Shout out to everybody listening in on TikTok, man. Shout out to everybody. If you're new, we actually live over there on YouTube. So if you want to come check out the YouTube channel, don't hesitate. We over there live on Aboriginal Power on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's rocking in on the YouTube. Make sure y'all drop them fire emojis in the chat, family. We want to make sure y'all putting them things in the chat loud and representing. Make sure that the audio is cool on you guys' end. Let's get back into some of this content.
African people who do have a phenotype that you would describe as white tea. But ultimately, yeah, there are white tea people all over the world. I think we all can understand that. What we're talking about here, because I think the deflection to the point about Italians and things like that is a deflection because it was never really the phenotype of whiteness that was being questioned. It was more so the culture. Like the culture of America was Western European culture, Protestant culture, right, Anglo-Saxon culture, as you were kind of alluding to. However, the culture of Italians, they were heavily Catholic. They spoke a different language. They had a different culture. They had more Mediterranean culture. So that's really what it was about with the Italians. It was more
No,
about the
with
religious
respect.
and cultural
No,
and
no, no.
linguistic differences
No, with
to
respect.
where
No,
they
no,
were
no.
seen as like a different people.
No,
It wasn't
ma'am.
necessarily about the phenotype.
That's not
You
true.
know,
That's
and
not
with
true. That's not true,
no,
beloved.
I
That's
mean
not true.
it is
Let
true.
me
It
no,
is.
Can I
no,
ask a
because
question?
they called them guineas when they came here. That was a pejorative term, meaning that they were really African because they looked like the people of Guinea. So that's why they used that pejorative term about Italians. They didn't.
Right, which goes back to the early contact that these Jesuits, which goes back to the early contact that these Jesuits had with blacks from North America and Africa. They refer to the blacks in Africa as Negroes de Guinea, and the blacks in America, Negroes de Terra. Okay?
Let them into whiteness because that Moorish bloodline that was in the Italians and even the Spanish as well to a certain degree. But the Italians were allowed into whiteness 1920s, 1930s, 40s, around that time. And it was based on phenotype. So we got to be very clear about that.
Okay,
Well,
so
so
Tariq, right?
okay,
Let me ask
okay.
one question real
Yes,
quick.
sir.
Just 1 second though. 1 second. So the point about guineas, right? Guineas,
Mm-hmm.
that was more so a reference to like the tan olive skin tone. It wasn't necessarily a reference to them believing that they were African. Most Mediterranean people have a tan olive skin tone. But I'm gonna let Uncle Moose ask you a
There
question
was a
and then
famous
open up
quote,
the
and
panel.
by the way, there was a famous quote I think by Napoleon
Hey, say, mommy, do you
talk,
want to speak?
talking about the
Okay, so Tariq,
Italians.
right? One quick question,
No, go
right?
after.
So you base your former argument of the fact that you were reclassified from Negro, correct?
I don't know what you mean, sir. What do you mean?
Okay, because you said the fact that she was defining black by the dictionary, you said it was today's definition, and you dragged black all the way back to Negro, correct?
I don't know what you're asking me, sir. I don't know what you're asking.
Don't nobody know what the hell he asked. He can't even speak English correctly. These damn Africans be wanting to talk shit, but can't even talk correctly. Get it together. You can't be struggling talking and trying to talk shit. You're going to have to pick your struggles. Hey, man, shout out to everybody that's tapped in and that's in the live chat right now on YouTube. Shout out to Horizon Aboriginal, Lewis Luck, Navarre, King Genesis, Khalil Finch, Crazy Overstanding, Black Eyes, Bronze, Flat Power Most Hated, Dragon Wing, Jazz, Gable. Shout out to the motherfucking squad in the building. Make sure y'all drop them fire emojis and make sure y'all hit that cash up that's pinned at the top of the chat. Support the channel that supports
You
y'all.
said
Y'all
the
already
fact
know the vibe.
that she was defining black by the dictionary, you said it was today's definition, and you dragged black all the way back to Negro, correct?
I don't know what you're asking me, sir. I don't know what you're asking me.
Tariq, I want you, since you're of the belief that there were some people here, right, that are not African, indigenous to this land, I want to ask you this, right? What were they called?
They were called by different tribal names.
Yeah, tell me two of them that pertain to black people.
Yamasee, the Washitas. Those were two of them.
The Yamasee and the Washita, were they classified as Negro?
They reclassified them as Negro. They did. Go get a book by Jack Forbes called Africans and Native Americans. It talks about the reclassification. Also, in the early 20th century, there was a white man who was in control of the vital statistic records named Walter Plecker, who went down the line into people's birth certificates and started to reclassify a lot of the Native Americans as Negro. So this is well documented.
This is a known fact. They was documented. I just did a whole series on this, a build on this 2 days ago, literally how they misclassified Aboriginal indigenous nations. We broke down 3 of the particular places, I think Georgia, South and North Carolina, and also more famously Virginia. We talked about how a lot of these people were misclassified. I think we even took it as far back as as far north as Massachusetts, with the Mashpee Indians being misclassified. There's tons of nations that there's tons of nations that have been misclassified, family. Like I said, I broke down in the book the unnullifications of the Mashpee Indians, how they misclassified them, the Chickahominy, and damn near every entire nation in Virginia that was at least living in Robeson County, all the Carolina Indians, the South Carolina Indians misclassified as Negro, not under the same act, because you got to realize they were dealing with state legislation and state acts. So each state had those same sentiments, but they were named different things. Like, for instance, in Virginia, they had the Racial Integrity Act, right? In South Carolina, they had the Negro Act. Right. And in North Carolina, they had the Christian color codes. And so in various different spots, they had different things, making it where it was only two ethnic groups that you could identify as, stripping away your nationality from your indigenous heritage, family. This is what they're not trying to tell you. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to the real ones in the building. Make sure y'all smack that like button, thumb up the video. Let's get back into some more of this heat.
And look up Walter Plecker.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
This was a common thing. But go ahead,
so Tariq, if they were reclassified from their indigenousness as Negro, so when did they get here? You know, America is termed the New World, correct? So when did they get here?
When did the natives get here?
Yeah, the Wichita, like you said.
Yeah, they've been here for centuries, just like
but when did they get here?
They've been
centuries
here
is not too long enough.
See, they use Tariq as a scapegoat. You hear me, family? Y'all hear me? Drop a fire emoji if y'all hear me. They use Tariq as a scapegoat, asking him these set of questions, knowing that he's still tied or have belief in an out of Africa theory. But a brother like me, who's also pushing on code FBA, but also stands with Aboriginality and who's been delineating for a long time now, understand that we have no African genetics, right? We're going to get into this whole myth that we all come from Africa. That's a strategized plan by Eurocentric racism in the scientific community. This is still hindering and spewed over from the 1800s. And look, it has surpassed the 1900s and it landed right here with us in 2025. You understand me? We're not African genetics. So when you ask a brother like me, how long have an Aboriginal people been in the land? They've been here since the beginning of time. That's what the term Aboriginal indigenous peoples mean. It means since the beginning of time. And a lot of these tethers don't understand because they're not tapped into their own soil. They're not tapped into their own roots. And they obviously don't understand words and entomology because of, just say, a African from Liberia, right? That's happened to be from Grebo land. That's Grebo, right? They should understand that their indigenous heritage is to that land. That means that they're Aboriginal to that land. See, they don't understand Aboriginal means first to a particular land and since the beginning of time. And so a lot of these people are looking at the words and asking questions with hidden remarks and underlining kinstone. A lot of these people are very passive aggressive, and you got to peep how they ask the question. The way they ask the question alone is a form of passive aggressive. And one thing I don't like more is a passive aggressive bootlicker, and someone who thinks that they're trying to run one on you when they don't rightfully understand the indigenous heritage. There's no melanated group of people on the planet, and I'm gonna state this, and this is a fact. There's no melanated group of people on the planet besides Aboriginal, aka FBA Americans, that has more documented lineage about their ancestry and heritage. A lot of these Africans don't even know their great-grandmother's name, yet alone where they born at. Hell, a lot of these Africans don't even know their own date of birth and how old they are. This is a fact. I've talked to over a handful of Africans in real conversations that say, hey, I'm not really for sure how old I am. My mama was this age when she think that she had me, so I'm probably around her. They don't even know their damn age, family.
Going back as far enough, that's like last week. When did they get here?
I'm telling you centuries, sir. They've been here for...
But some people crossed the Bering Strait thousands of years ago, Tariq.
Those were some of the Siberians. But you got to understand, some people...
So, yeah, when the Siberian people that came from Asia migrated here, there were already people here in America when these Asian Siberians migrated over here. I want that to be very clear. We need that to be very understood. The history of the Bering Strait is better known as the Clovis First. Clovis First has a dating range, roughly around 12,000 to 13 to 14,000 years. What is unique to that whole thing is that because you got evidence, right, family? You got evidence of Aboriginal indigenous peoples in America at 30,000 years, 23,000 years, 50,000 years, and even going as far back as 130,000 years. Why is that unique, and why does that make any sense to this whole delineation and distinguishing that we don't have African genetics? I want y'all to listen to me now, family. It's because if you find people in America at 130,000 years, and the out of Africa theory starts off the first Africans leaving at 100,000 years, that's about a 30,000 year difference between their leaving. So you shouldn't have people in America at 130,000 years when Africans didn't even leave until 100,000 years. So that's 30,000 years before they made it to Europe, 50,000 years before the alleged Africans made it to Australia. If they hadn't even made it to Europe and Australia yet, how do they make it in America? That lets me know that the whole out of Africa theory is malarkey. It's been bullshit. There is no such thing as an African here in America. And we're going to break down African diversity because they always like to explain it because this is the origin of humans. This is where everybody come from. And this is why we have so many languages, so many looks, so many different cultures that is hogwash. And you can't get diversity by having everyone come from the same spot. Diversity doesn't work like that. Diversity only works in one templated way. And we can look at it from my brothers and sisters that's in North America. Y'all, we can look at it from one simple example. Let's take New York. Out of all the 50 states in North America and the United States, this is the most highly diversified state and possibly the most diverse city that we have. Why is New York diverse? Is New York diverse because everybody originated there? No. New York is diverse because everybody went there. So in retrospect, if you're looking at diversity, the reason you got diversity in Africa is not because everybody came out of Africa and come from Africa. It's because a large majority of people went into Africa from various different nations and continents. See, they're not telling you about the into Africa theory. They always push this out of Africa bullshit. Okay? So let's get back into some more here. Hey, make sure y'all support the channel, man. We got 152 listening in right now. We ain't even hit the 30-minute marker over there on YouTube. We got over 150 listening. Make sure y'all tap and hit that like button. Thumb up the video, support the channel. We got a few people listening in on TikTok. Make sure y'all share, hit this, and repost. And let's get back.
Got here by sea. There were
so that means you met some people here then.
Excuse me, sir.
If you got here centuries ago and people crossed the Bering Strait thousands of years ago, that means you met some people here.
Well, the first people here were black. The black-skinned people were here before the pale skin or the red skin.
So how did they get here, Tariq?
Black people leave out of Africa. When did these black people leave out of Africa? Because
that's what I'm asking.
When did they leave?
Well, according to science, it's roughly around 100,000 years ago.
Okay. Do y'all believe that black people left out of Africa? Let's just start there. Do y'all believe black people left out of Africa at one point?
People left out of Africa, they were not black. They were a different version of a human. They were not the current version of what humans look like today. They were able to adapt to their different environments. The ones that moved.
So they talking about these type of Africans that wasn't even human, left out and turned into humans. So now these tethers are talking about, Africans that left wasn't even Africans. They wasn't even human. They were like monkeys. And when they left, they turned into humans. Do y'all hear the malarkey that comes with this out of Africa bull crap? Do y'all hear the malarkey that comes with this out of Africa bull crap? Now, listen, for any tethers that feel like they want to challenge any of this scholastic information we're kicking out, right? you're more than welcome to come over to the YouTube side of things. We're live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube at Aboriginal Power. That's Aboriginal Power on YouTube, family. I want y'all guys to tap in.
Europe,
Aboriginal
look,
Power
because they are
on
white
YouTube. Make sure y'all
because
go
that's
check
what they've
that in.
morphed into
Hit
from
that like
leaving
button, come up
Africa.
the
But that's
video.
thousands and thousands of years apart. That's not in proximity to the time that Native Americans even made it here. That's not the same thing. And had there been any African peoples here for 30,000 years, our civilization would not have been taken down by a few white tea people on some scrawny little boats. That wouldn't have happened.
Then how they do it in Africa? Then how they take it down in Africa?
Because we were tribes. The tribalism is what caused that. It has nothing to do with Africa is a continent, not a country.
Right. So you just contradicted yourself, dear.
No, I didn't. They were all African black people.
Yeah. If they could take the people down here, they could take them down in Africa.
So how come they never managed to take away our cultural ties like language and all that? Tariq, if this was your land before the white tea man showed up, everywhere where the white tea man showed up, native indigenous people had to sign treaties with them. Tell me two of which you signed.
We don't, as foundational Black Americans, that's the great thing about us. We never signed treaties with
because
them.
it was not your land.
Because
you're not American
because
Indian,
it was not your land, Tariq. Stop lying.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It was not your land.
It is our land. It's our land now.
Treaties but you.
It's our land now. We
didn't sign treaties. You signed
treaties. You signed treaties when you've been completely.
Let me just land real quick, Tariq.
You signed treaties when you've been.
Let me just land.
Slow down. No.
This is the reason. No.
You signed treaties when you've been completely conquered.
Okay, so no, that's actually false. You don't sign treaties when you're completely conquered. There's been several instances where people negotiated when they had the upper hand for the treaties, but that's besides the point. Additionally, I don't know if you actually are who you say you are. You should be at least turning on your camera to prove that. Second of all, like, you are mentioning a whole bunch of conspiracy theories without producing any sources to back anything up. The Walter Plecker argument has been like debunked so many damn times. It is absolutely insane. They were not going.
Are you dumb, lady? We just did a whole build on this. I just did a whole build on this on my YouTube channel. Literally. I don't even know how many days ago it was, family. How many days ago was that, family? That was literally 18. Let me see. That was 2 days ago, family. Virginia, South, and North Carolina tribes, 100% proof that Indians were reclassified as colored, Negro, and Black. This is a fact, bro. Like, what is these people talking about? This is a document. People don't even know what the job that Walter Plecker had in the state of Virginia. They just talking about Walter Plecker, son. No, he was a damn register misclassifying and labeling people long before the act was pushed through.
To eradicate Native American identity. They were trying to protect the integrity of whiteness. They didn't want people who could, quote unquote, trying to pass as white because they are racist fucks, and that's what it was always about. No, you are not the original American Indians. My people are the original American Indians, and we've been on this continent, on this landmass for between 23 and 27,000 years. So if you have any sources to back up any of the nonsense you're saying, show it.
Okay.
Yep. Sorry, please. No more showtime, please. Hey, Shippo, no more showtime.
Was I muted? I didn't know if I was muted. I'm new to this thing. So when people mute,
it was a showtime, so everyone was muted. It was gonna give everyone a chance to take turns. But yeah, there was just kind of a lot of misinformation. So I think one of the mods put it on showtime. So kind of getting back to what you said about
hold on. My thing is this. Hold on, because my thing is this. If we're gonna talk. Yeah, I don't want people to get into something that's trollish because I'm just speaking scholarship here.
I'm not trolling.
Then produce scholarship.
Okay, but yeah, when people just mute and just cut off the mic and start trolling.
It was
that was showtime. Are you new to TikTok?
I am. I'm not familiar with a lot of the technology here.
TikTok when showtime starts, everyone is muted.
Got it.
We all take turns.
Okay, but when somebody asks a question, then they mute and just go on a diatribe with a lot of false information.
But the
something different.
Tribe not created in the
who was that? I don't even know who was the lady I was talking to.
Me. I was the one speaking, an actual American Indian and citizen of my tribe, and also a cultural anthropologist who has a degree in this field.
Oh, okay. What tribe are you from, beloved?
Lipa Inde, which is in Apache, and I'm also Purepecha, but I'm enrolled Apache.
Okay. Many of you are $5 Indians. You're classified
Actually,
as
that's
white.
false. So real quick, what you
Many of
should
you
know
pay.
about the whole five. No.
Many of you. No.
The
Many of you
$5
paid to
Indian.
get.
Yeah, this lady up here talking shit down $5 Indian.
Hold on.
These are white people.
And you can see this lady up here. She down there look white. She's down there a $5 Native American. First of all, these people are ridiculous. How do we get to your TikTok channel? Put the link in the chat room. Somebody said on my YouTube. Hey, moderators on my YouTube family, can y'all please drop the link in the chat for Auntie? Family that's listening in on YouTube, they asking for my TikTok over here on YouTube. Make sure y'all drop the link to my TikTok. Shout out to Jeremy Royster. Drop that link for us. And yeah, man, go give us a sub up, give us a quick tweet, share, all that good stuff. Make sure y'all support the Chizano. We just rocking out. But yeah, it's a lot of debunking we're gonna be doing over here. Shout out to a Dream Sadiq for being the first person to support today's live stream. We do appreciate the support. Shout out to a Dream Sadiq. We do appreciate that. All right. Now listen, anybody that's listening in on TikTok, y'all want to get familiar with the YouTube channel, we do have the link so you guys can come on the panel. You can just come on at will, and we're going to get to the conversation if y'all got any questions. Shout out to everybody that's rocking out. This your brother Aboriginal Power. Hey, and I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Y'all already know the vibes. I do appreciate y'all. Let's get back into some of this content, though.
Because if you actually knew U.S. history, then you would know the $5 Indian trope only applies to the 5 civilized tribes. I'm not from those tribes. I'm from a southwestern tribe. We have strict requirements. We don't have white people in our tribes.
Yeah, you do. Yes, you do. Yes,
No.
y'all do. They pay
Show
and
me a white
they
Apache
finesse
right
them.
now. Show me a white Apache right now, bro.
They finesse themselves onto them tribes,
Show
man.
me a white Apache right now. We're not even on the Dawes rolls, dumbass.
You finesse your way on those tribes.
Well, can we,
a lot of these people.
Let's not make any aspersions of
Can I
anyone's
show him something on the
characters.
screen?
Right. If you want to talk about fake Indians.
Like,
Can I show this guy
so
something?
let's just not make any derogatory remarks regardless. Anyone on the panel, let's just keep it respectful.
Right.
$5 Indian is seen as highly offensive. So let's just leave, any
Well, that's the term. That's what the natives call them. So.
Right, but you do understand that only applies to the 5 civilized tribes. That has nothing to do with southwestern natives.
And some of those southwestern tribes are relatively new
so then
here.
if you have a source, so then if you have a source that proves that, then produce it. If you have a source that proves that, produce it then. Produce a source.
Some of those tribes are relatively new.
Produce a source that proves that.
I've done that already, man.
She said prove us. She said provide us. She said provide a source that can prove that. All you gotta do is simply just go. Y'all need to show y'all a bunch of Apache chiefs right now. Over the last 5 years, they all look pale as hell. You would consider these people literally white people, man. Pale skins. The chief of the acting Apache right now is Terry Rambler and Carlos Casey. Tyler Rambler and Casey Velasquez. They got a bunch of damn pale skins and Hispanics. See, they're not telling y'all that a lot of the Indians on the East Coast were made up and infiltrated with $5 Indians like Tariq is talking about. But on the West Coast, them same $5 Indians started allowing Hispanics that was enslaved in colonial Mexico. Y'all can go and look up the book From Asians to from Chinos to Indians, the Asian enslavement in colonial Mexico. Go look up the book. It's a great read. It talks about how they reclassified a lot of these fresh Asians that was being enslaved in colonial Mexico and started renaming them into Indian. They gave them the classification title as Indian. Go look it up. So a lot of these motherfuckers that you see on the West Coast are in fact Hispanic people. You understand me? The same ones that migrated and infiltrated ancient indigenous civilizations like the Olmec, the Maya, and the Inca, and they started claiming to be that as well. You see what I'm saying?
So are you saying the black people that were here, are you saying that they migrated from Africa,
Or are
No,
you saying,
ma'am. There were black indigenous people here that were mixed in with the black people brought over during slavery. It was a
no, there were
combination.
What is
not.
their
Yes, it
creation story,
was.
Tariq? What is
That
their
is
Yes, it
not
creation
was.
true,
story?
It
sir.
was.
It's not true.
The tribe
It
you mentioned
was.
was created in the 1990s, Tariq, the Wachito.
No, it wasn't. They've been around
Really?
for thousands of years, and the
You
Yamasee
wanna
were around
you
for
wanna
thousands
bet,
of years
Tariq?
as well. Yes, I
You
want to
wanna
bet,
put
sir.
100 on it?
They've been, yeah, sir. All of the explorers weren't lying when they saw black people over here. Why'd they say that?
Explorers came in the 1500s, Tariq.
Right, and yeah, and they saw black people here. Why'd they say they saw black people here?
Because black people may have migrated to America before then.
Right.
That still
Oh, it
makes
ain't
them.
no damn right. It ain't no damn right. Black people didn't migrate to America at no point in time. They're independently indigenous here. They sprang up independently on this land, just like Africans independently popped up there. We are indigenous to this land. We are from the soil. Another synonym to the word Aboriginal is the word Antanchan or Antanchanist. The word Antanchan means one who come from the soil, one who sprang up from the soil. We are Antanchanist, Aboriginal, Indigenous Negroes, aka FBAs in America. Man, Tariq, I need you to get that clear though, brother. I know you still lean on this African genetic type thing, but we're not Africanly genetic. Either you delineating or you delineating. You can't have both. Can't be African and delineating from African. It don't work like that. Respectfully. Respectfully. And I rock with Tariq. I just disagree with that whole we're African genetically perspective when you actually have a person by the name of Albert Perry whose DNA is older than any known human, yet alone in Africa. So I don't like us just being put on this Africa shit when we got scientific evidence of a nigga from South Carolina having genetics older than any known human. Like I don't feel comfortable saying I'm an African. You understand what I'm saying? That's not right.
What are you saying right?
Oh, Lord.
God. Why are you saying right? That still makes them African.
Sir, everybody migrated from Africa, sir. At one
that
point.
Is incorrect.
Oh, my God.
That is
that
totally
is incorrect.
They didn't? Then where did everybody come from?
Come on now, Tariq. You fucking up when I'm agreeing with the African. He said not everybody migrated. You're right. Yeah, I agree with the African at this particular point. Tariq, you're going to have to slow your roll. And I'm on your side. I'm here to give you some free game so you will never have to say you African genetic again. You can just lean on what we got over here is dealing with the Americans. You don't have to lean on Africa, my brother Tariq. We got American genetics right here in the southern south of Carolinas of a brother by the name of Albert Perry, and his DNA is some of the oldest DNA across the planet. You understand me? So we got a lot to really break down. And then when we start talking about contributions and all this, that, and the third, it become a little more overwhelming. So I just think a lot of people get caught up on their old understanding and stuff that they learned prior to their new journeys, and they stack it on to the new stuff. And I'm gonna be honest, that still thinking we're African genetically got to be put in the garbage. You feel me? And I'm chief of the Tether Task Force. You understand me? I'm chief and commander of the Tether Task Force. And delineation is a must, and you can't be both. Either you American with no African genetics, like most of the brothers and sisters that's listening to me right now. We got 170 listening currently. We're getting closer into that 45-minute marker. And let me say this real quick, TikTok. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. I know y'all don't know who I am. I'm new to TikTok. Y'all can get used to seeing me. But we got plenty of catalogs and information delineating and going against you tethers going back over 7 years, while also dropping Oh man, exclusive and exquisite Aboriginal indigenous information that pertains to our claim of so-called black people being indigenous to the Americas. So if y'all not familiar with me, go check out the YouTube channel, man. Go tap in with the tap in. And we live on YouTube right now. So if y'all want to come on over to the YouTube side, we got the link in the panel open in the chat. Y'all can pop on, come ask them questions. I know we got a lot of tethers in here listening. I know we got a lot of the brothers and sisters and the riders in here listening. So salute to y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. YouTube, you already know the vibe. Shout out to the squad.
Everybody migrated from Africa, sir. At one
That
point,
is incorrect.
Oh my God.
That is incorrect.
They did.
We disagree with
Where
that.
did everybody come from?
Believe
Correct.
in out of
Homo
Africa
sapiens
theory.
originated in Africa, but that's not the same as modern migrations.
Everybody. Asians migrated from Africa at one point.
Again, all Homo sapiens originated in Africa. No one is denying that, but we're talking about modern migration.
Hold on. Tariq, are you FBA, right?
First of all, they don't know where all Homo sapiens come from, because they can't tell you when the first one was made, and they ain't gonna be able to tell you when the last one is going to be made. So they don't have a clue of when the first human was created and where the fuck it was created at. That's some damn scientific jargon. That's a hypothetical hypothesis that they done peer reviewed and composed into a damn theory. It ain't even a damn scientific theory. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these people understand it. A lot of the FBA brothers and sisters that I have a conversation with that's rocking and pushing the FBA, they understand it, that they're not having African lineage, no African genetics. It's a few people that still lean towards this out of Africa theory. And I understand this is one of the most templated blankets of indoctrinating history that has been opposed to all of our people. Everyone grew up thinking that we come from Africa. You see what I'm saying? But we got to be real when it comes to this history. I'm Marika. You got to give up Indian. You got to give up Chief Warhorse. She no good for you. But I'm not holding up anybody though. I rock with Tariq. I do, and I like some of the shit that he stands for. But as far as this history perspective, I disagree, because I have challenging information that totally goes against that. That totally goes against that. You see what I'm saying? So for me not to correct something where I feel like it needs to be corrected will be not man on my part. It's not being brother-like on my part. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to correct all you slow motherfuckers in the chat that be just saying a bunch of dumb shit that y'all can't even provide no sources on. Or the sources that you is bringing is from goddamn 1970, 1980, and some type of scientific shit that's been reported and been debunked 5 damn times. But it's a lot of brothers in the chat that's really on to it. Yeah, that's what it is, Louis Luck. He ain't a historian, but he do try to bring in a historical perspective, and I think that's where he can sometimes have it a little incorrect, a lot of incorrect. You know, to constantly keep jumping on that we got African genetics is diabolical to me. But I rock with Tariq because he go against Tethers, and I'm going against Tethers. He on code, I'm on code. We gatekeeping our American culture, and we expressing our American culture. That's what it's all about. Shout out to everybody listening in on YouTube. Drop a fire emoji if you can hear me loud and clear on YouTube, man, because we running on multiple streams right now. We got 200 listening in alone right now on YouTube. We got a gang listening in on TikTok too. Shout out to everybody on TikTok. Make sure y'all hit that like button, TikTok. Shout out to y'all on TikTok, man. Make sure y'all smack that like button. Drop them fire emojis too. I'm looking in the chat. I see Sharice the Realist, C Sounds, King AD, Hap, Sandy, Black American Villain. I see everybody, Afro Samurai. I see everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all turn up and turn out one time. If y'all want to come on and engage in the conversation vocally, y'all can come over to the YouTube side of things. We're live on YouTube. The link to the actual YouTube panel and StreamYard is in the chat. I'm gonna drop it one more time for those that want to come on. Shout out to everybody that's listening in. If y'all want to support that channel, you already know what to do. Shout out to everybody in the building. Don't let my sister, Dream Sadiq, be the only one that support this channel today. Don't let her be the only one. That's bogus to let her be out there by herself like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, tell
But let's get back to
some
more of this
gifts.
content. Hey, we got Hike up here. I'm gonna get right with you in a second, Hike. Bear with me.
What are you, sir?
Cool.
What are you, sir?
I'm from Cameroon.
Cameroon. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, that's where I'm from. So I'm just gonna ask you this peacefully, respectfully. Yeah. Can you ask your FBA people to leave African alone? Because they've been coming at us for no reason, respecting us.
That's
I'm
a
not feeling
projection.
it.
That's a projection.
Now I'm just being honest. So can
Nobody's.
you ask them nicely
That's a
to
projection,
leave us
sir.
alone, please? No.
Sir, that's
Since
a fantasy.
since you're the leader, no, I'm talking, please.
Now you're lying.
Listen, please.
Now
Okay.
you don't want. Now you're
Since
being a
you're the leader,
You're being a
ask them
stereotype.
nicely to leave us alone.
Now you're doing.
Leave us alone. Thank you. That's it. That's what I'll let you know. That's it.
Yeah, this is a lot of misinformation being spewed. I'm sorry.
Extreme.
Africans are not indigenous to the Americas. Our phenotype would have been impossible to form here. It's too cold here. The sun doesn't show the same. It's not the same.
Do you know how the people you
could you unmute your mic, please?
Me?
No, I'm
Send
trying
him
to
an invite. I don't think he know how to.
Okay.
Somebody muted him, and I doubt if you can unmute his mic because he said he's new to TikTok.
Okay, Tariq, you do know that when you say everyone comes from Africa, right? Like the good sister said up there, everyone did come from Africa at some point. But guess what?
Right.
Some people went through Asia, right? They spent hundreds of thousands of years, right? And when they got to America, they had evolved into different DNAs and different genetic markers and different haplogroups.
Right.
You know that. Some people cross the Bering Strait, but for
Right.
some
Yes,
reason,
this is live. Sister in the chat that's asking on YouTube. I can't even pronounce your name. Yeah, it's live. It's live.
for some reason, some people got here first, and you're just newcomers.
When I was over in Fiji, if you see the Fijian people, they're jet black people with afros. Now, they've been there for centuries. They've been there for a long time. But they told me about their African origin story. They told me that their lineage comes from East Africa. They broke it down and they told me some of the words that were used in Fiji were words that were similar to some of the tribes over there. Now, they have African lineage, but they are an ethnogenesis and they became Fijians. There's nothing wrong with that. They're not generic Africans. There's this thing where people want foundational Black Americans to be generic Africans. Why do they want to be generic Africans so badly?
I didn't know that Africans were
incorrect. Nobody wants you to be generic
Can
African.
you bring Daryl up? I think we should have a few FBAs.
Right, okay.
Because see, when you say, the issue here is right, Tariq. The Fiji people don't have as much ties to Africa as you do when it comes genetically, when it comes to genetic markers, haplogroups and all that. They don't, right?
Oh,
Guess
you
what?
asked me what's
you
the
left
audio I'm
yesterday.
playing live.
These people
So the
left
audio was
long. That is all we
on TikTok live.
pushing. Is trying to convince these people out here that they are indigenous to the land. And you know for a fact that is a lie, Tariq.
Part of us is. Part of us have indigenous.
That is due to admixture, my good brother.
Right.
It is not. I know that, but see, that is admixture because some of these tribes had slaves. Let's face it. There's a reason why we have. No, there's a reason why we have Seminole and we have Black Seminole. There's a reason why we have Geechee and we have Gullah Geechee. Let's face it. Some of these tribes did have slaves. Some of them took you in when you ran from being slaves. So we acknowledge your admixture, but your ancestry.
Some were reclassified as Negro.
Something else.
Some were reclassified as Negro. We don't have a problem with the African genetics, but we're not continental Africans anymore. We had an ethnogenesis. We're not.
We do got an issue with the African genetics because I don't believe that Black Americans are African genetically. So we do have an issue with that, Tariq. I'm gonna be flat out. I do. I don't like that. That's Africanizing my genetics. And it strips away from the true genetics that we have, which separates us from attribute, culture, reverement, sports, inventions, and innovations from all Africans. It's because of our genetics. So we're genetically even different. We need to tap into that, though. And shout out to everybody in the building, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. If y'all haven't had a chance to smack that like button, go ahead and do so now. If you're new to the channel, make sure y'all subscribe. And also, do not forget to support the channel. Cash App information is in the chat. Y'all share this live stream on YouTube. Let's see if we can get 300 people in here listening in on YouTube. Let's see if we can get 300 people listening in on YouTube. All right, y'all let me know. Nah, my bad. I'm muted over here on TikTok. Y'all be having it 2 times muted. You feel me?
No, there's a reason why we have Seminole and we have Black Seminole. There's a reason why we have Geechee and we have Gullah Geechee. Let's face it, some of these tribes did have slaves. Some of them took you in when you ran from being slaves. So we acknowledge your admixture, but your ancestry,
some were reclassified as Negro.
Something else.
Some were reclassified as Negro. We don't have a problem with the African genetics, but we're not continental Africans anymore. We had an ethnogenesis. We're not continental Africans no more. When we were over here, when we were over here dealing with the ethnogenesis, we didn't get no help from Africa. No African nation reached out to us. We had to get it out the mud on our own and create our own culture.
Oh, really?
Oh,
so
okay.
Let me ask you this then.
Oh, really? I'm sorry. Hold on, Uncle Moose.
Hold
on, Uncle Moose. Rikira, I'd like you to make a submission as well.
Hi, I just have a few questions because I'm still trying to understand what FBA is. Is it a movement? Is it an ethnicity? Is it a lineage? If it's the lineage, does that lineage trace back to West and Central Africa?
Foundational Black American is an ethnic group and a lineage. It traces back to the beginning of the United States. That's where it traces back to. And the people who are Black right here in the United States, or what became the United States after we built it, that's what makes you a foundational Black American. So yes, do they have African genetics? Yes.
No, they don't. And a lot of people like trying to Africanize these indigenous groups because they're melanated. Like my brother Kataba Capone, Kataba Cams just said in the chat, he said, I live in South Carolina and I have Geechee family. They aren't African. And I have to say that from the realistic, not no online Geechees like motherfucking, like Queen Quet and all them. I'm talking about real live grassroots, ordinary, everyday people that I talk to that claim to be Gullah Geechee. They said they just from here, they don't have no African lineage. Everyone I've talked to, everyone, they haven't failed. It hasn't failed. This is a fact. Y'all saying something? Yeah, my audio was messing up over on TikTok. I don't know if it's cool over here on YouTube, y'all. So y'all let me know. Drop a fire emoji in the chat if we good with the audio. Make sure it ain't going in and out. You feel me?
But we're not continental Africans anymore. We've had an ethnogenesis. We became a whole new.
Hey, let me say this too to the new subscribers, man. Shout out to all the new subscribers too. We've been having a gang of subscribers come in over the last few weeks since I just got my YouTube channel back. So everybody been looking for the Aboriginal Power channel, and a lot of people don't know where to look to. All you gotta do is type in Aboriginal Power. We're back in effect. Shout out to the newly subscribers, man. We just hit 40,000 subscribers on our road to hit 45 or 50. We're on our rate of 50. So, man, shout out to everybody that's supporting and subscribing and pushing this message and pushing the lineage and gatekeeping our culture and standing on American business, bro. You feel me? Salute to y'all. Y'all work does not go unnoticed. For those that's on Instagram, for those that's on Twitter listening in, for those that's on TikTok, for those that's on motherfucking YouTube. It doesn't go for, hey, man, y'all work does not go unnoticed. Give yourself a pat on the motherfucking back, man. If ain't nobody told y'all doing good work, I'm going to tell y'all flat out right now. Y'all doing good work, man. Do what y'all got to do and keep doing it, man. Y'all making this mission go, and a lot of people is waking up, so big yourself up, man. For sure. Shout out to everybody. Let's get back to
that.
it.
Makes sense.
Sorry, Tariq.
And so as far as it
No,
being
it
an
doesn't,
ethnic,
Tariq. Honestly, it
wait,
doesn't.
just a second, Moose.
Okay, why doesn't it make sense? Why doesn't that make sense?
I hear what you're saying. What doesn't make sense is the fact that an ethnic group cannot be trademarked, right? So
That's right. That's right.
But FBA is trademarked, so it's not an ethnic group.
Yes, it is, because African American is trademarked. Igbo is trademarked.
No. African American Inc. is trademarked.
No.
African American
That's not true.
Heritage Museum is trademarked.
No, that's not true. The term African American is trademarked.
Show you when we pull that up. I'm going to pull that up here, and I can read it, and we can put it
I
on
pulled
the
it up
screen.
several times.
Right. It clearly states that it's invalid. The trademark application was registered, but subsequent registration canceled because registrant did not file an acceptable declaration.
There's 2,000 trademarks for the term African American. Some are still live, ma'am. There's hundreds of trademarks for Igbo. There's trademarks for the word Yoruba. There's trademarks for the word Jamaican. There's trademarks for the word Puerto Rican.
So there's not trademarks for those ethnic identities. There are businesses that may have those tribe names in their business title.
Right.
So it's
Which
not
is what, that's what FBA is. That's what
ethnic groups.
That's what Foundational Black America is trademark for products.
So you're a business, and your people.
For all of these other. So is Igbo a business too?
Yeah. No, she said some businesses might have those names in their
right,
logo,
just like Foundational Black American.
So I'm saying you're a business.
No, it's not, sir.
No,
if
you're a
that's
business.
a business, African American is a business.
You are just a businessman.
African American is a business, then, right?
You are just a businessman.
African American is a business, right?
Is a business. African American Inc. is a business. African American Heritage Museum is a business.
No.
But not
just
African
the word itself, African American.
The word African American by itself has over 200 patents. Just African American alone, patent, trademark, has over 200 patents and trademarks. Come on, man. Over 200 is crazy.
And it says African American and another word behind that.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, ma'am. That's not true. Every word has a trademark.
Trademark something like, does it say African Americans? That doesn't mean it's trademarking the lineage. They don't own the lineage. Like, nigga, you can't trademark a bloodline, fam. Like, what is going on? You can't. You just can't. It's impossible. It doesn't work like that.
Depending on what product that you're selling, we have products with the name Foundational Black American. The ethnic group is not trademarked. Products with the name is trademarked. See, you can't make bad faith arguments. See, that diminishes the whole argument when y'all make bad faith arguments like that. Every term has a trademark on it.
The Tariq, ethnic group can't be trademarked.
You're right, it can't be trademarked. It cannot be trademarked.
At this point, you're disproving yourself.
So
I'm not.
That's what you're saying.
But African American,
yourself.
so you're contradicting yourself. If African American and Jamaican is an ethnic group, those are trademarks. Not with the word behind it. The word Jamaican.
I thought
itself
Jamaican
is
was a nationality.
But it has a trademark, sir, based on certain products.
No, Jamaican is a
you're just
nationality.
sounding like Tariq, like what are you doing?
Foundational
There are
Black
Asian
American
Jamaicans, sir. There are white tea Jamaicans.
Foundational Black American is a lineage.
But you can't trademark.
Okay, so
Yeah, but you just said you can. You can trademark the name of a lineage. You can trademark any word. You just proved that.
Nah, you just
You can trademark any word. You can trademark any word. That's just the fact. That's the simplest way to put it. You can trademark any word. That's the simplest way you can put it. Any word you can think of, you can trademark it.
Your people are your product.
Everybody is a business person. Everybody does business,
So you're
sir.
taking money off these t-shirts and hats?
Of course I am. Why wouldn't I?
Respect.
The hell,
Can I ask just a quick question? I just wanted to quickly
I'm
ask.
making money off the hats and t-shirts. Of course. Duh.
I just wanted to ask a quick question.
Now they just asking dumbass pocket watching tether ass shit. That's some pocket watching ass tether shit. Are you making money off of that FBA stuff that you motherfucker better be, man. You better be.
We had a few things, but we kind of moved off the Walter Plecker topic. Maybe we'll circle back to it later.
No,
but I just had a
trending.
quick question.
Trending. Go ahead. Ask him the water. Like stuff. Very important.
Okay, I'll bring that up, and I'll also ask my other question. So with the Walter Plecker issue, so with the Racial Integrity Act, that was only passed in one state, Virginia. So people outside of that one state of Virginia, they don't necessarily have an argument for mass reclassification. And even in the state of Virginia, right, when the Racial Integrity Act was passed, we did not see a massive decline in the Indian population. So we don't have any evidence that everyone who was before Indian was then reclassified to Black, right? Because then we would have seen the Indian population drop significantly and the Black population increase significantly. The other question I want to ask.
Hold on. Where are you getting them statistics from? Where the hell is she getting it? That sound made up. Where are you getting it from?
So people outside of that one state of Virginia.
This is a lady with a Michael Jackson picture. And this is an African lady, by the way. These people be infatuated with our icons and our culture.
Don't necessarily have an argument
while talking
reclassification
shit to the people who's helping create and build and facilitate the culture that they're so infatuated with. This is beyond me. I'm appalled.
And even in the state of Virginia, right, when the Racial Integrity Act was passed, we did not see a massive decline in the Indian population. So we don't have any evidence that everyone who was before Indian was then reclassified to Black, right? Because then we would have seen the Indian population drop significantly and the Black population increase significantly. The other question I want to ask as well is,
where's the proof of that? Where's the proof of that? Because Plecker changed thousands of birth certificates. So this is documented.
Right, so yeah, we can bring up the Racial Integrity Act of 1924. It was only in Virginia, correct?
And also there was another woman in New Orleans named Naomi Drake who was doing the same thing.
I addressed this earlier in the conversation. There was about 12 to 15 other more acts affecting all the other states, from Massachusetts and the Notifications Act, South Carolina, the Christian Color Codes, North Carolina, the Negro Act. Like, come on, man, there's tons of them. Every state had their own acts stripping away indigenous nationality. But each state got the right to name it whatever they want. Walter Plecker just happened to name his the Racial Integrity Act. The next group of people just happened to name their shit the Christian Color Code. These are tons of these things happening. You got to understand, these were separate states at the time of 16, 17, 18, and even up to leading up to the 1900s. Obviously, the whole United States is in effect, but these things was being in effect long before Walter Plecker. Walter Plecker adopted the idea that he had seen the Negro Act in the 1724 Christian Color Codes in the Carolinas, stripping away indigenous Aboriginal people's nationality, where they can now they got to identify as Negro and Black or colored or whatever the classifications was in that particular state that was required. So it's not just the Walter Plecker. Oh, that's only happened in Virginia. Girl, shut the hell up. It was a lot of other states that had their own acts and their own laws. Each state had the right to each state was putting their own act together based off of that same proposals. You feel me? And each state had the right to name theirs. Like I said, Virginia and Walter Plecker just happened to name his the Racial Integrity Act. The one in South Carolina named it the damn 1724 Christian Color Codes. The ones in North Carolina named it the Negro Act. The ones in Massachusetts named it the Nullifications Act. Like, come on, man. This is documented history. And a lot of these Africans just come on with a bunch of this TikTok, Tethers, pseudo bull crap, and they come over here acting like they're some damn scholars. They don't want to have a real articulate scholastic debate or at least controlled dialogue where we source up and prove our points. These people just want to get on TikTok and say a bunch of random nonsense. but we're going to check them every time I get a chance. And this is why I'm able to react to these content and take my time and correct these tethers with accurate information, and also educate my brothers and sisters that's listening and following the channel that's looking for the real heat and jewels that we dropping right here on the grassroots. So shout out to everybody, man. We got 40K subs, y'all, on YouTube, man. We doing our thing over there, y'all. 40,000 subscribers, fam. We lit. We turning up. So shout out to everybody that's in the building, man. I do appreciate everybody.
Drake was doing the same thing.
However, you only brought up Walter Plecker.
Right.
So I'm contending with the Walter Plecker part.
Okay, but
right? So that was only in Virginia. So my point is, people outside of Virginia don't necessarily have a valid argument for any legalized reclassification.
They do because they would.
Walter Plecker.
They do because
So
going back into the 1600s.
Let me add in my other question as well, because I think my other question is a little bit more important.
Okay.
So let me add that in.
If you say something.
So what do you think about the virulent xenophobia and anti-African, anti-Caribbean sentiment that is shared by many of the FBA movement?
That's a projection.
No, it's not.
So that's here on this very app. Every day we get up here and we talk.
That's a projection.
Hold on. You've been on TikTok since 2020.
That's a projection.
Hold on. You've never seen xenophobia.
Hey, shout out to Everett Williams. Shout out to Mr. or Mrs. Williams. We do appreciate the donations. Yeah, you see it. And I just gotta shout you out. I have to shout you out. Appreciate you.
Yeah, y'all come over here and have all types of pejorative terms for us, and y'all been doing that for decades. Because you do it.
Is this really Uncle Muse? Is this really the person to? Can you turn on, sir? Can you turn on your camera, please?
We're not going to do that because we check people for disrespecting us.
No
That's
problem.
So let me ask you, we're the main ones helping you.
When your women went to
hold on for a second. Hold on for a second,
Tariq, wait. Tariq Nasheed, when your women went to Ghana and they were taken on slaves, did you check
Oh my Uncle Moose.
This nigga is getting swarmed by a bunch of damn tethers. They is on him like a dog in swamp water, like leeches on a dog in swamp water. Dang, these damn tethers is trying to swarm him. He must have didn't know what TikTok be coming with. See, I still ain't run into the swarm of trolls yet, but I heard about him. He got swarmed. He gonna have bumps and little tether whelps all over him. You should have called some reinforcements, huh? We need some off with a little African with a bad hairline on it. We need some tether off. Damn, Tariq, you went in the wild. Now, nigga, mosquitoes up out there. No bullshit, man. Hey, you gotta watch yourself out there on TikTok, man. These Africans are wild. I'm talking about neck rings, bones through the lip, the whole nine. You understand?
Main one's helping you.
When your women went to
some sort of jealousy when immigrants come here and they
Tariq,
wait.
Tariq
Nasheed,
slow down. When your women went to Ghana and they were taken on slaves, did you check them?
Oh my Uncle Moose.
Hold on.
Did you check them? Your women went to Ghana, they were twerking on slave dungeons. Did you check them?
Wait, jealousy of who?
No, I'm the question, right? Because they say we come here and we take their jobs.
What jobs?
We take their benefits, Scott.
No, y'all just undermine. Y'all just do everything and then speak down on the culture while using everything that the culture put together. We ain't saying y'all take jobs. No, that ain't happening. Y'all ain't stopping niggas from getting jobs. Y'all not ranked supreme. Like y'all not stopping them from getting no jobs. Y'all not even ranked supreme like that. Hold on, let me ask the chat real quick. Let me ask the chat, both TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you listening in. Let me ask the chat. Is Tethers taking y'all jobs out there? Let me talk to y'all. Y'all can talk to the chief of the Tether Task Force. Is Tethers taking your job? Look at my inbox on Instagram. I'm gonna check it out in a second.
Boy, they whooping Tariq up on that boy.
Yeah, man. Hey man, what y'all think? Y'all getting y'all jobs took by Tethers? I need to know in the chat. Somebody said never. No. I'm just checking in, man. Hey, Chief of the Tether Task Force got to know because I will make an appearance, nigga. We gotta know. You know
what jobs?
To me, it's kind of sounds
what
like
jobs.
That's what this is what FBA say online all day.
I'm a foundational Black American. I want to know what jobs y'all taking.
Saying we be taking y'all. Be
That's
taking
what I'm.
That is a damn lie. I've never even heard nobody say that.
Here and we take their jobs.
What jobs?
Take their benefits, scholarships.
What jobs?
To me, it's kind of sounds
what
like
jobs.
That's what this is what FBA say online all day.
I'm a foundational Black American. I want to know what jobs y'all taking.
Hey, nah, Tamiri boy, this is the replay. This is just me reacting to it. Tamiri boy, this is me reacting to his TikTok showdown, and I don't believe this is the whole encounter. This is roughly about an hour of it, though. But this is just me reacting to it. He ain't on TikTok. I don't think he is today. I don't think he on there today.
That's what I'm curious about.
Okay, well, you want
their scholarship.
That don't make sense.
Hold on, because
what job?
And we benefit off the backs of their ancestors. So I was just asking.
Well, that's not jealousy. When people come over,
I was just asking you, like, to me, it's
jealous of what? Of what? Jealous of what?
So,
I think he's okay. We're jealous of what?
Wait. Sorry,
success in America. Let's be for real. When immigrants do come to America, we outdo ourselves, especially compared to the people that have been here for a while.
No, where are you from? Where are you from? And you're doing all this great. You're from where? How? Where are you from?
I was born in America.
Where's your family from? Yeah, I don't have nobody muted. But where's your family from if you're doing so good? Where's your family from?
Wait, Tariq Joe, like I have a question for you, right? Like
no,
your people,
no, because people
hold on,
say stuff.
Okay.
You're not just gonna say nothing and then just get quiet when y'all say something crazy and then nobody want to elaborate on all this stuff.
Okay, Madinka, go ahead.
Okay, where's all this jealousy coming from? See, that's the problem.
These are things that FBA
identity crisis that we
in
see
their own
every day.
mouth.
Jealous of what? This is what I want to know.
Self-hate identity crisis. You can go on numerous FBA panel. Let me speak, sir. I don't even know if
not
I'm
have an
speaking to
identity
Tariq
crisis,
Nasheed.
sir.
All right, no problem. So you can go on different panels, people focusing on we need to kick out African people, immigrants people from the Caribbean and the continent of Africa. So you're gonna tell me right now in front of 400 people that you've never seen it at all, not even
There's
one.
43 million foundational Black Americans, sir. I don't know what they say.
Who's 43 million?
There's what?
Bro, come on, bro.
There's
Are you
43
denying
million
this? Like,
foundational Black Americans. I don't know what they tell you guys.
How many self-identify?
Don't matter. They're 43 million. By logic, they're 43 million. There's no African American. No, Elon Musk is African American. That's a
no, he's not. He sounds African American.
Elon Musk is African
We don't
American.
identify as
We don't.
foundational
Yeah, that's
Black
why.
Americans.
Yes, he is.
Elon is Dutch. He's a Dutchman from South Africa.
That nigga is a South African. He comes over and says he's African American all the time. Elon Musk is a damn African. Like, am I right or am I right? Am I right or am I right? You feel me? Yes or no, chat?
He's African American.
No, he's an invader.
He said he's African American, and you can have that.
He's never said that. He identifies as a white
did.
tea.
Yes,
he
did.
Person.
Yes, he did.
So
yes,
he's not African American. Let's
Technically,
just clarify what African American means.
No.
African American refers to the descendants of formerly enslaved Africans in the United States of America.
Immigrants are African Americans, and African immigrants are African Americans.
No,
yes, they are.
I'm not an African American. No, I'm not. I'm Nigerian, so it refers to it's for the descendants of the enslaved people in America, right? So you cannot just come into a country and change your ethnic group, right?
Then why were they calling Barack Obama African American?
Wait, one second. Well, that was what the white tea American press did, because the white tea American press sees all Black people as a monolith.
Right.
So that's actually about racism and ethnic erasure. So when we're talking about that, you cannot come into a new country and automatically just now become a new ethnic group. It doesn't make any sense.
Okay, but technically they're African American. Anybody can be African American. Jamaicans, Caribbeans, anybody come over here can become an African American.
No, that doesn't even make sense.
It
No,
does make
they
sense.
cannot identify as African American. When you do like
Which
a
they
job
do.
application, no. When you do a job application, it has Black and or African American. Black means you are.
Right, so
you
people
are
who identify as African American who are not African American, that's just ignorance and misinformation.
Let's get it, big bro. Yo, you're all ready, nigga. I'm ready.
With all that
Nationality and
confusion,
race.
and that's with all that confusion, that's why we said, hey, we're foundational Black Americans. So that
So
avoids
there's
all
nothing
the
wrong with delineating. Everyone has a right
Has
to
that changed the
delineate.
paper?
The issue is the
Kareem.
xenophobia and the anti-immigrant hatred.
No,
that
we're
comes
not
from
gonna. No,
movement.
no, no, no,
There's
no,
nothing
no,
wrong with delineating.
because no, there's
All
too
these
many
feathers
people.
like to run around here talking about xenophobia because we delineate and y'all calling us names and doing this, that, and the third. Bro, it's not xenophobic when y'all was calling us cicadas and jareers and all these other names that y'all done constructed for years and to talk down on our people with the derogatory connotations attached to it. So we know how you people move. Now that we got a little simple ass word that signals out you guys like tether, you guys all but her. But guess what? You are a tether. And y'all be acting like it. And if you ain't a tether, you ain't a tether. There's some brothers from all different ethnic groups that I rock with that solid people. But they know I'm not talking about them, and they be listening. Well, a couple of them in the chat now, and they know I'm not talking about them. But the tethers, see, y'all know y'all be tethers. See, it be in y'all actions. You be like, no, I'm not a tether. You be like, all right, cool. And then we start talking about tethers, they start defending them. They start inching out there. You see what I'm saying? So listen, anybody that's on TikTok listening in and y'all want to have a conversation, come to my YouTube channel. We're actually live on YouTube right now at the same time. And the link to the actual StreamYard is in the YouTube live chat. So go over there to the YouTube channel. That's Aboriginal Power on YouTube. Family that's in the chat that already know the YouTube channel, drop the name of the YouTube channel for the family in the chat that want to come over to the YouTube side of things and jump on the panel. I'm more than willing to have a discussion with some of my brothers and sisters and definitely have a conversation with you tethers because y'all need some straightening. So come on over there to the Aboriginal side and we'll get into it. This is just me reacting to, Tariq Nasheed bouncing up on that TikTok conversation and having this conversation. I rate it about a B. There's some things I disagree that he said, especially when it comes to the historical take. But the way he handling these little dirty tethers, I enjoy it. I do. But yeah, if y'all want to rock out, we live on YouTube. That's Aboriginal Power on YouTube, family. That's Aboriginal Power on YouTube. I'm just happen to be live on TikTok at the same time. All right, y'all bear with me now. I'm new to TikTok. And shout out to everybody listening in on Twitter too, man. We lit over here, man. We got over 200 something people listening in on YouTube, almost hitting 300. Let's keep hitting that like button, keep sharing it, and keep posting it.
So
there's nothing wrong with delineating. Everyone has a right to delineate. The issue is the xenophobia and the anti-immigrant hatred.
No, we're not gonna. No.
There's nothing wrong with delineating.
Because no, there's too many people who come over here from these tribal homelands where they were beating each other down tribally, and they bring that over
this
here.
Is not Tariq Nasheed.
We're not
It's
having
insane that you have all this commentary for Africans, but not for white people. It's absolutely insane.
Ma'am, I go in on the white supremacists.
Clearly not enough,
yes,
especially when you're
am.
sitting here spreading
yes,
misinformation.
I'm not spreading misinformation,
people.
ma'am. And I think you're $5, but
but
I go in on the white
tribes. So get your history correct.
And ma'am, if you want to talk about some of those tribes, they were very hostile towards black people. So do we want to
You're
go
right,
there?
the southeastern tribes were. I'm not from one of those tribes, my guy.
Oh, okay. Because we can talk about some of the things y'all were doing to black people, and some of you were
not my
slave
tribe.
catchers.
So get it correct, because it's not my tribe.
Oh yeah, them southwestern tribes were doing
right.
That.
You can't really make that assumption about her tribal group. So I just want to ask a final question as well. So do you agree with the members of the FBA who say that
they get mad when they talk about them little racial groups, they little shitty tribes? Like, ain't you from that tribe? They use doo-doo in their hair and sleep in mud huts.
Do you agree with the ones who do?
I don't give a damn what they say. I don't say that. And it's 43
Do
million.
you agree is what
Black
she's
Americans.
asking you. Answer the question she's asking you.
43 million.
So you
There's
was
43 million
let me ask
foundational
you
Black
this way.
Americans.
Let me just ask you this way, guys.
I've already said what I've said. I've already said that we have African genetics and that some of us were brought over in slavery. I've said that a multiple
Right, but people
times.
deny that. People
But
deny
I'm not
that
them.
vehemently and still claim
There's 43
FBA.
million. There's 43 million foundational Black Americans. Everybody's not going to be on the same page historically. But that
Right,
doesn't
but if
change
you're
our
not on the
lineage.
same page
That
or on
doesn't
the
change
same
our
code,
lineage.
how can you guys use the same label? If you guys don't all agree with what FBA means, how can you guys all use that title?
Everybody agrees
to
what
call
it
yourselves
means.
a group?
Everybody knows what it's an ethnic. It's a lineage. Everybody understands that. But there's
No,
going to be
people
different.
disagree about what the lineage is.
No,
Some
they
people say
don't.
the
No, they
lineage
don't.
is of enslaved Africans, and some people say the lineage is of Black people that were always in the Americas and that are indigenous and that never came from Africa.
The lineage
so people
means
disagree about what the lineage is.
The lineage means non-immigrant. You come from a non-immigrant background. So everything else is subjective. But one thing we know for sure, we come from non-immigrant backgrounds. We did not immigrate here. We were always here.
Okay, no. So the always here part is where we're getting pushback. So if that is true, at what point in time then did the alleged Black indigenous people, how many thousands of years ago did they migrate to the Americas?
Exactly. Yeah.
Man, they didn't migrate. We've been here. We didn't migrate from Africa. We didn't migrate from no damn Africa. So stop asking that. Y'all gonna keep pushing that and they're gonna hold that to FBAs. Oh, Tariq said y'all come from Africa. No, we don't. We don't come from no damn Africa. We didn't migrate. But the oldest evidence that we have of Negroes being in America go back 130,000 years. It says nothing about migrating though. See, they attach, when you look at the actual data says, look, niggas was here 130,000 years ago. They attach an out of Africa theory to the actual facts and say, well, they migrated there 130,000 years ago. See, you don't catch the bullshit that they be doing.
Yeah,
but you're all about scholarship, right?
Exactly,
So how many
yeah.
thousands of years ago did they migrate to the Americas?
Whenever Lucia woman was here.
No,
around
so
that
I'm
time.
asking you for a specific time frame because I can give the time frame of when my ancestors migrated here.
When
So
did they
when did
migrate
your
here?
ancestors migrate here?
When did your ancestors migrate?
Between 23 and 27,000 years ago.
And that's not even true because most of those
That's
Western
actually
plains,
very true.
most of those
Answer
Western
my
plains,
question.
they
Then
came
when
over
did your
later.
ancestors migrate here?
Some of those people, some of those red
When did
natives came
your
over here.
Fantastic. So when did yours migrate here?
So they've been here for thousands of years. Some of them, and
So
then some
how
were
many
brought,
thousands
and
of years?
some
If
were
you're all
brought here,
about
and
scholarship,
some were
you would
brought
be
here
able to
during-
give us a timeline.
Now you're trolling, man. Some were
No,
brought
I'm not
over during
trolling.
the
I'm
slave
coming with
trade.
statistics
No, you're
and
not.
facts, and you're not.
No, you're not. You're just trolling. Some were brought over during the slave trade, but we became a whole different ethnic group.
So
and
the
here we
ones
are.
who are allegedly Black and indigenous to the Americas, at what point in time
Don't
did
matter.
they migrate
Thousands
here?
of years ago.
How many
According-
thousands of years ago?
Doesn't matter because
It does matter
you're talking in
because you
circles.
don't know what the you're
Yes,
talking
yes,
about.
ma'am. Thousands of years ago.
Why isn't
How
that
come you don't know that,
Thousands
Tariq?
of years
It's
ago.
painful.
Because
Tariq,
you're just
it's
saying,
painful.
you're just talking, man.
It's
You're
painful,
not-
Tariq.
we don't see that?
No, I'm an actual academic with a degree.
No, you're not, ma'am. Not with that potty mouth, ma'am. You have a
It's
very
painful,
potty mouth.
Tariq. It's
Oh,
painful.
I don't do white
Now she got a
respectability
bad
politics.
mouth.
I know
You
you
see?
like licking the white man's boots, but that's
You
not my
see?
thing,
That's
homie.
you,
So I
man.
don't do white
Disrespecting black
respectability
women
politics.
now.
So you want to talk some nonsense, then I'm going to talk however the fuck I want back.
Sit your $5 self down before I make change.
Except for I'm not a Southeastern
You see?
tribe. 633.
How is that allowed? Like, why are you disrespecting a woman, bro?
That's what I'm
Because she
saying. Like
proved you
I'm
wrong?
getting like
Why are you disrespecting the woman, bro? Why are you disrespecting the woman today? Man, y'all be over there beating the crap out y'all women, man. Y'all be cutting their clitorises off. Man, y'all be brutalizing them, selling them to Arabs and white men. Man, y'all be going crazy over there. Y'all is vicious. Y'all is brutal to women. Y'all got the nerve to say, oh, these niggas are brutal. Why you so disrespectful to the woman, eh? Why you so disrespectful to the woman today? Eh? Shut up. She acting like a wench. She gonna get treated like a wench. You acting like a heifer, you gonna get treated like a motherfucking heifer. You did? You understand? No, we don't give a damn. We don't give a damn. And forget her and her mammy.
Because he's been disrespectful the entire time he's been up here. Additionally, he wants to claim Walter Flecker. Okay, how many amendments? How many amendments were there to the Racial Integrity Act of Virginia?
Doesn't matter. You just
how many amendments were there?
The arguments are in bad faith.
How many amendments were there to the Racial Integrity Act? Since you know so much about reclassification.
When I get $5 more, when I get $5 more,
how many amendments were there to the Racial Integrity Act?
Any other black people want to say something? I'll talk to the black
people. How many amendments were there to the Racial Integrity Act?
I want to talk to the black people. I don't want to get.
So he has FBA in here for sure. So FBA is so like, since you do have FBA in here, why don't you clarify for FBA the people who are following you, the people who are most influenced by you, like to say that you're African descent. You have been on.
Can you tell FBA today? Can you tell FBA today that follow you to scrutinize? Oh no. Shut up. Like, y'all gonna have to start getting it together. Y'all can't not speak bad and be jealous, Tethers. Y'all gonna have to pick a struggle. You can't be double struggling around this. Pick a struggle though, little Tether. Y'all gotta get it together on some real stuff. You feel me?
Record saying, going against people who are pretendians, saying that we have always been here, and now you're talking about 1,000 years. Like, are you okay? So you're conflicting your own. No, you are conflicting your own words, because even you yourself, even you yourself have said that you are not pretendians who claim to have been in America, who have always been in America. You have literally gone against that claim. Right?
That's right.
You yourself, as FBA, have always said that you are African descent.
Well, what's your argument, man?
Please clarify. I'm saying to you to clarify for your followers that they are African descent.
He's a businessman.
Okay,
you can't tell us about our lineage. Hold on, you bad box baddie having little wanks. You listen here. Tariq can't tell us a motherfucking thing about my lineage. He don't know me. He don't know my grandma. He don't know my research, my genealogical understanding and bloodline. He can't tell me that I'm an African, my guy. Like, well, I'm not an African. I'm not African genetics. I'm not African culture. I'm not African phenotype. I don't got an African cousin. I got an African brother-in-law, auntie. Don't know nobody in Africa. Nothing. Like, I'm far removed from Africa, fam. Like, I don't even be thinking about y'all ass until y'all pop up in these conversations when we be doing our things and shit, or a dumbass Pan-African to come through holding on to dashiki and the up. Like, nigga, we don't want to hear that, bro. Flat up. We don't want to hear that, bro. It's a big difference between us Aboriginal, or what people like to say, Black American, Aboriginal Americans, Black, aka Black Americans. It's a difference between us and you Africans and you Caribbeaners. No offense. You feel me? But we gotta just be real though, and sometimes the truth hurts. Sometimes the truth hurts, man. So we got to realize that.
Ask you a question. You cannot be FBA without being African descent. Yes or no?
Right. You can have African descent to be a foundational Black American.
No, that's not my question.
Everybody does. Everybody has African descent.
Not everybody. So you're giving white people African descent.
They do too. White people
You're giving Asian people African descent.
Everybody has African
descent.
Okay,
so no, we're not talking about the out of Africa.
Who doesn't have African descent?
We're not talking about the out of Africa theory. We're not talking about that. No, we're talking about those who directly descend from West and Central Africa.
The problem is, y'all want us to be generic Africans.
First of all, who is y'all?
Generic African mean?
Generic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, he needs to be clear to.
Y'all want us to be generic Africans.
This is what you feel. You felt as a leader. You need to be
So this is where the delusion.
Damn, these little tethers are relentless. It's like a little swarm of them It's like they all came out of a hut. It's like 1,000 tethers on one panel. Like, how the hell you get 1,000 tethers just napping at them? Nah. Bunch of tether babbling in your ear. That'll drive you insane. That's worse than hearing a damn fly keep buzzing in and out your face and in your ear and shit while you trying to relax. Damn, these tethers are crazy, y'all. Damn, y'all didn't tell me TikTok. These TikTok tethers was like that. Damn. I need them to come over to the YouTube side so we can really bust them up. They can't run and do all that extra shit they be doing over here. So shout out to all my FBA brothers and sisters. Shout out to all my American Indians or my Aboriginal brothers and sisters. We standing on code. These tethers can't get us to bounce off of the code. They love to create a little wedge to cause division, and so they think that they can get in between. Man, these little tethers ain't smart enough. We see y'all little tether tactics.
Comes in, we don't want you to be African. We're talking about the facts of history and the facts of genetics and the facts of what happened. There would be no FBA if white people did not traffic enslaved Africans to the Americas and enslave them
and
here.
enslave the people who are here.
We're trying to get onto a basis of a point because many of the people who follow you claim that they have no African descent at all and that the transatlantic slave trade never happened, which goes directly against one of your main points.
I've never said
one
that.
of your main I never said that. You said
never said that.
I know that.
You understand that you've never said that.
I know that you
Follow
said
up.
that's not my point.
Why are you asking me something?
That's not my
I've never
point.
said that.
What I'm telling you is that
Okay,
that
slow
division
down.
in your movement.
No.
Listen, what I'm telling you is that division in
I've
your
never
movement
said
is
that.
actually causing friction. I know you never
No,
said
it's
that.
not.
I'm talking about other
There's
people
no friction. There's no
It is,
friction.
right? Because
There's 43 million foundational Black Americans.
Let me get to my point. So the FBA, one of the primary objectives of the FBA allegedly is to get reparations for chattel slavery. If some people are saying that chattel slavery never happened and that enslaved Africans never came here, and they're also saying that they're FBA, that's going against your direct objective to get reparations for chattel slavery.
And that's what I'm.
So even within the movement, there is no cohesion
Still
on what
doesn't
the
change the
definition
lineage.
of an FBA is.
It does. It
Is
doesn't
an
change the
FBA
lineage.
Is an FBA a reclassified Cherokee, or is an FBA a descendant of enslaved Africans? Which one is it?
It's a Black person who's not an immigrant. That's it. It's that simple. It's not rocket science. It's a Black person who doesn't have an immigrant lineage.
No,
It's that simple.
Name of these tribes of these African people that were here.
Now you're trying to make it more difficult than what it is.
No, it's not difficult than what it is.
It is. You're trying to. It's not difficult.
You don't know what
telling
you're
me about what some random person says. There's 40 million foundation of Black Americans.
Ever. None of the stuff you're saying even makes sense.
It's real simple. You're trying to. Y'all trying
migrate
to.
out of Africa 30,000 years ago.
You're trying to make us generic Africans. We're just not. We're new.
No one's trying to make you generic African.
You said the term generic is actually insane.
It's insane because we're not generic Africans. What about Africa is generic? Nothing about Africa is generic. And why would you claim that our ancestors will leave a land that was pure and had everything that it needed to come here to bear in the United States? Why would they do that?
What?
What need would they have?
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're just saying stuff. What are you
No,
talking
I'm not.
You're just saying stuff. You have not
saying stuff out of
produced a single
frustration.
source for any of your asinine claims.
I do,
When we're talking about actual history. You continue to push back without producing any sources to back up your
You are
shit.
Caucasian. You're Caucasian.
I'm not Caucasian. I don't
Yes,
even
you are.
like Caucasians,
No,
bro. So don't
stop
put that
it,
shit on me.
Stop it.
I'm probably meaner to white people than everybody else
you're
on the fucking panel. So
Caucasian.
shut the
You're
fuck up with that
Caucasian.
bullshit.
Y'all finesse yourself into a tribe.
Occasion. It's someone.
That's a
That's what
Caucasian.
I'm saying. He
like
keeps
that.
deflecting by talking
No.
shit.
That's a Caucasian.
Let's just keep it
You're
academic.
Caucasian.
I also want
If she's
you
a
to let up
Caucasian, you're a
some more-
raccoon.
I'm a who?
Guys, can you guys please stop dropping the FBA people that the mods are letting up? You guys see that the mods are letting up Ray, and you guys keep dropping her. We're trying to keep it balanced so that it's not just an overwhelm of one FBA and a bunch of people who are not FBA.
Anyway, all right.
Yeah,
So
but
I want this to be constructive. I want it to be a
yes.
very constructive.
Okay,
That's what
to
I'm
be
saying, but
constructive, are you able to
Sorry,
produce
Caroline.
scholarship for anything that you have
Ma'am,
claimed.
you're Caucasian. I don't really
I'm
want to
not.
talk to
So
you.
if you
I
want
don't
to
want
keep
to. I don't
talking
want to
shit,
talk
you
to
can pull up
Caucasian
any day you
trolls.
want. But
You're
I'm trying to talk
Caucasian
about
trolls.
scholarship.
Yeah, you don't
So
have
do you
scholarship.
have a source for
You're a
anything that you
Caucasian
have
troll.
stated?
I've already stated that you're a Caucasian troll.
Except
I
that
want
I'm
to talk to
not, and you're
I want to
African
talk to
American,
my
and you
African
should be
and
proud
Caribbean
about that.
brothers and sisters. I want to talk
Okay,
to.
cool. So
All right.
again, do
Oh,
you
so
have a source?
we're your
She's
brothers and
Caucasian,
sisters?
you're a
Wait, can
Latin.
you clarify that? So you said you're African and Caribbean brothers and sisters?
Yeah. What have I
But
never
your
said? What have I
your
not said
followers
that?
would call us. Okay, so we're brothers and sisters. Excellent. But your followers think that we're tethers. What do you think about what your followers think about us? Your
What
followers don't
followers?
see us as brother and sister.
Followers of what?
Girl, you ain't acting like a brother and sister, and you acting like a damn tether. So why wouldn't we call you a damn tether? If you act like a brother and sister, we'll call you brother and sister. You act like a damn tether, we call you a damn tether. It's that damn simple. It ain't hard. You women on here with a bunch of tether tactics and babbling. You out here out of control. You wild ass people. These people are insane. I can't believe this lady. She been the main one up here acting like a tether, asking tether ass questions and saying a bunch of dumbass shit. Some tether shit.
Of the FBA movement.
People who claim to be FBA say that they're tethers.
Your lineage is your lineage.
Great man, let me holler at him real quick, man.
If you follow me or not, your lineage is still your lineage.
Let me holler.
You're
Great
foundational
man, let me
Black
holler at him
America.
real quick.
Yeah,
What's going on?
Olua, go ahead.
What's
Right.
going on, Tariq?
What's that? Who is this, brother?
It's Olua.
Hello, Alua. But yeah, your lineage is your lineage, whether you follow me or not. I don't have followers.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Tariq.
And I'm not the leader of anybody, but go ahead.
Let me ask you a question, Tariq.
Yeah, so where you from, by the way, sir?
I'm from Nigeria, but
There
I'm
you go.
American.
There you go. What's happening?
Yeah, so I just feel like this movement you're doing.
Hey, y'all want to know a fun fact about Nigeria? Drop a fire emoji in the chat if y'all can hear me. Y'all want to know a fun fact about Nigeria? That Nigeria ranks number 2 out of all countries for public defecation. That means they be just shitting in the street at a large, alarming number. I think they said like 20 million Africans openly practice open defecation in Nigeria. You little shitty bastard. Got the nerve to come over here and be doing this shit, man.
It's it when I call on TikTok, a lot of people came behind it and it started being xenophobic towards African and Caribbean people. That was really distasteful and hurtful to some Africans, and most of these guys is on everybody's For You page all over the world, in the UK, in Africa, in all over Europe, and it paints African Americans in a bad light, and I think that's why a lot of African Americans are coming out against it. What would you have to say to that?
Okay, I'm kind of who painted? You kind of lost me. Now who painted black? Where you lost me?
No, like you know the Dr. No Jobs and these guys when they go on their panels and they speak ill of African.
You talking about the Dr. No Jobs, nigga? No, shut up, you African scammer. Tariq, hang them up. We trying to get your IRL and tap into your IPN and get into your bank account.
Is
okay, well, that was a response because what happened, a lot of African and Caribbeans would come here and start telling foundation Black Americans we don't have a culture, and they would be totally disrespectful.
But that's what I'm saying. If you guys would have got together and said that you guys want to call yourself Foundation of Black Americans as a group, I don't think we have an issue. What we have an issue is the disrespect to African and Caribbean people.
Hold on, because the thing is, y'all had pejorative terms for us, othering us, know that we weren't the same as you.
Who's y'all? So that's what I'm saying.
Nigerians. Let's go Nigeria.
Okay, pause.
Akadas, y'all were calling us Akadas for decades.
Hold on. So Tariq, I'm Yoruba. Akada is a Yoruba word. So when you guys say, hold on.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hold on.
I've heard all types of West Africans say that.
Hold on, sir. But I'm saying, like, just like you guys don't like us to generalize 43 million African Americans, don't generalize 1.something billion Africans. And you want to talk about Nigerians? It's 260 million Nigerians on the continent. Mm-hmm. Don't generalize everybody because you heard a word. Okay?
No, but it
Can you
wasn't
not do
just
that?
one person saying it. It was the fact that the word exists is a problem.
Okay, sorry. I've had so many bad experiences with African Americans in this country, but I
Man, let me just go ahead and shoot it flat. Ain't no fleeing tether gonna flee to my land and tell me how I'm gonna speak to one that's degenerate and talking down on any of my people. If one of your people talk bad, all y'all getting that work. That's just how it goes. You in our shit, buddy. You fled. If you wanted to run your mouth and dictate what goes on and have a say so in your own damn land. You little raggedy tethers ain't gonna flee and come to my shit and think that y'all gonna dictate what's going on. This is America. I'm an Aboriginal American, bro. And my peoples is too. The so-called black people, they're Aboriginal. You don't tell them what the hell to do with your little tether fleeing ass. You understand what I'm saying? I wish one of these tethers would come to my YouTube channel that's over here on this TikTok and come on over here. I got the link in the chat so y'all can jump on the panel. Let's see if y'all got the enough information or whatever y'all want to talk about. Y'all just be fucking bunch of TikTok chat warriors. Bunch of TikTok motherfucking little weenies.
keep it to that person. I don't take
to the
all
real
African
ones on
Americans
TikTok.
to this and that. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, but the thing is, there's a general consensus is when a lot of folks come over here, their parents like stay away from the Akatas and that type of thing. So
But
it's a general.
okay.
Consensus
Let me give you my story. Right, I moved. My parents. Well, I grew up here. We moved to Atlanta. Moved to College Park. The first week, me moving to College Park, there was a murder up the street from my house. Right, and my parents didn't let me go outside. You know what I'm saying? Don't you think sometimes when African parents say these things, it's just a defense mechanism? It's not just against African Americans. It's just, I'm just talking about my experiences.
Okay, we're talking about our general experiences because we as foundational Black Americans, we elevate these other groups and bring them in, and then we see they start doing things to undermine us.
Tariq, you don't bring in.
We do what?
How did you bring us in?
Well, the fact that y'all were able to immigrate here is because of foundational Black Americans.
How so?
How did you pay for my ticket? Or
the immigration laws, sir. The immigration laws from the 1960s. We were fighting for that. They didn't want y'all. They didn't want blacks over here from Africa and the Caribbean.
To come over.
But hold on, let me just finish.
We're gonna do that. Are we going there?
Hold on.
I mean, but let's just correct that though. The people that fought for the civil rights movement predominantly were African Americans, people who were known as Negro, who proudly represented their African heritage. They were not foundational Black American.
No,
foundational Black American is a relatively new thing.
No.
In the civil rights movement, they were not calling themselves foundational Black American.
Bad faith argument. They weren't calling themselves African American. They weren't calling themselves African American.
This is a new title. Right, they were calling themselves things like Negro, maybe colored, and they were still identifying proudly with African heritage. So this is a different group.
They weren't calling themselves African American in the 60s.
Do you know what time period the term first arrived in the Americas?
So what's the difference? Y'all talking about my parents. Y'all talking about my parents.
They
weren't calling themselves African American in the 60s.
So what's the code?
Yeah,
they were called Black and Negro.
I can't pull the bit. Hold on.
They weren't calling themselves African American in the 60s. These are my parents y'all talking about.
So you said you were called Black or Negro?
Okay, God, Lord. Okay, all right. I'll let other folks. Y'all, the conversation's just getting into low key.
Man, a lot of these motherfucking people be just on some bullshit. Now, King Cass, I'm not about to let you on, bro. I talk to you all the time. You is a Pan-African goofy, and I don't feel like talking to you right now. I'm gonna be honest, bro. You's a Pan-African goofy, and I don't feel like talking to you. So you might as well just exit my panel. Now, listen, anybody on TikTok, y'all can come on and request to come on. Y'all can request to come on right now if y'all want to. Shout out to everybody listening in on YouTube, man. Listen, What do y'all think about that, man? Y'all think Tariq did good? You think he? Like I said, I grade him a C plus, maybe a B minus. You feel me? Realistically, on some real nigga shit. But yeah, I don't take too much from it. You feel me? Let's see who we got coming on. Let's see who we got coming on. Oh, shit. Give me a second. Let me see if it's going to let you on. Damn, I don't even know how to let motherfuckers on. I thought I seen something on the side that said multi-guest. Let me see. Y'all just start asking for sending a request in if y'all want to. What's up, y'all? Hey, man, let me drop the link over here on YouTube, too. Let me drop that on YouTube one more time while we wait on some of these TikTokers to send in some of these alerts. Shout out to the brothers and sisters listening in on TikTok, too, though, for sure. Definitely appreciate the support. Let me see. I don't see no guest in here. Invite guests. Let's see who I want to invite. I got to put some hitters on her first. Now, where the Tethers at? Oh, hell no. We got to do something about that. We got to do something about that. Brother was teaching what they already knew. They hustling, don't know. Let me see. I seen a couple motherfucking trolls up in here. I'm going through it. I don't see nobody send no invites. Let me go to manage a guest. Okay, we got Sharice and the other sister. You little witch, you. Shout out to sis. What's the word?
Was that big bad?
Man, what y'all got going?
TikTok.
Yeah, that's what's up. Appreciate the love.
Yeah, so there's a couple of things. So when we talk about whether immigrants are taking jobs, I feel like that's more true than not.
There was something I was covering on my side about an immigrant from where was he from? Guyana, I think it was. And he ended up getting a job as a superintendent in Iowa, but come to find out all of his documents and everything was fraudulent. And somehow they missed all of that. Now we're talking about a superintendent of 30,000 kids in Des Moines, Iowa. Now, if that was one of us, we already know how airtight a background check would have been, how airtight a reference check would have been, and everything. But somehow these folks are able to slide under the radar and get away with certain things because of preferences, DEI, or whatever the heck else. So, like, I wouldn't say like necessarily that they are like over us, but I do think that we are living in a system where they are being preferred at a greater stature, and that's the only thing that I don't be liking about it. So I do think that the delineation, everything that we doing, everything that we stand on about our business, about who we are as a people, we're just going to continue to stand on that because I see it in living color, and even with the Somali takeover in Minnesota, everything that's going on. Like, yeah, shit got to get checked. Stuff got to get checked at the door.
I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. It definitely got to stand at the door. And to be honest, like Like I was telling family earlier that, you know, us as the Aboriginal movement and been perspective, waking our people up, being some of the early progenitors to this whole. Hold on, let me fix my stuff over here, y'all. Hold on, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
All right.
I hear a little kickback in my background.
Yeah, it's like some echo. Let me see if I can fix. All right, now. What about now? Is it still an echo? Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Okay. Do we got an echo on YouTube, family? Let me know. Mic check. We echoing still? And I might. Yeah, go and say it again. I'll mute up too. That's crazy. Yeah, I think it is an issue. Yeah, I think it is an issue too. I just want to make sure I won't cut you off. I think it is an issue, man. I think a lot of these people took a lot of this stuff for granted in the old perspective that was ushered in through the Pan African movement. I think that created a false understanding, and a lot of these tethers start running with it. Y'all said there was no sound. Why is there no sound? I don't know. That's weird. Y'all should be able to hear everybody over here. But hey, little witch, what's the word, sis?
Yo, yo.
Hold on, y'all. Y'all can hold on YouTube. Can y'all hear my sister over here on TikTok? Can y'all hear her? Let me make sure.
No.
If somebody said we can't hear them talking, let me redo this because I don't know. There's something funny going on.
Mic check, mic check.
Right, that's crazy.
If you heard me earlier, yeah, I had my shit loud as hell. My bad. I'm about to mute up if you can hear me.
Yeah, well, one last thing, and then oh, let me know if you want me to wait. I wonder why it matters to Africans so much if we decide to delineate. Because if we're honest, African DNA is in every continent. I don't hear people talking to the Australians, the Africans there. I don't hear people talking to the South American, Black American. But why is it such an issue here in America? You know, and I was talking to one of my friends that is from Colombia, and he's like, "Oh, we have these African Caribbean roots. I can go down the street and do this." And I'm like, "But y'all we got off the boat about the same time." You know what I'm saying? So why can I have a culture, but you can have a culture? And everything that they do is rooted in our culture, the way they cut their hair, the way they dress, the shoes they wear, the lingo. So why not give respect to that as a culture as you do to every other culture?
Right. And like you said, and now you're right. That's another thing. And like you said, that's very true. And another thing to touch on is, like you said, a lot of these people come in and leech on to us, get into these positions in these jobs, and then work their way up. But they never bring another Aboriginal or Black American up. They only bring their people up. And guess what? Even if it ain't their people, they will bring another immigrant up before they bring up your peoples and help your peoples out. They have a code. It's called the immigrant code. You know what I'm saying? Everybody come here to take away and deprive away from us.
What was her name? What was
Yeah,
it?
they be in
Chisholm?
politics.
What was her name? Dorothy Chisholm or something Chisholm?
Yeah, they be in
Yeah.
politics and they'll ride off of Black people and come and get our votes. And then when they get into office, they just focus on immigrant issues and never directly do anything to help Black people,
YouTube. I'm
you
gonna be
know,
with
or
y'all in a
acknowledge
minute
because
on
they're
the
the
panel.
reason
I'll be with
we're the
y'all in a
reason why
second.
they're able to come here.
Exactly. And that's why they really shouldn't be legally allowed to be in office at all. Like I don't care. Like
That's
if
what
you
that,
came, like your folks came
and
over
I
here,
think
you're not authentic.
and I think that
Like
when it all
Hold on just a second,
when it
Chief
all
Jonesy. I'll be with the
start boiling
YouTube.
down to hitting the fan.
Could you put that was wet. Yeah, I pull up over there.
All right, man. Chief Jonesy and Big Brother. Big Brother Yos and Chief Jonesy. What's the word?
You broke up there for a minute, but shit, boy, I mean, what's cracking? It's hitting the fan. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, they was talking about this. The last cousin was talking about, like I said, this 13th Amendment. Like I said, like I told somebody else, like
that nigga Trump already, like, he's already accepted in himself that, you know what I'm saying, the little so-called birthright citizenship could very well apply to him too. He don't give a damn. That's why his name is everywhere in the world. He can go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? If he don't have an origin per se or whatever, you know, it's just he got a way out. But for everybody else that been keeping up this masquerade, they're the ones that's going, you know what I'm saying, have this new mental motherfucking illness in these streets because they have no origin. You have some fucking emotional stories that everybody's been exposed to. Is, you know what I'm saying, CIA. So the CIA and the FBI and all the rest of these forces that's involved in all the rest of this misinformation that's being acknowledged today, well, they're accredited to your historical motherfucking timeline and narrative. You know what I'm saying? So chew on that. You know what I'm saying? So what? Hello?
Now you was dropping some heat right there, though. You was dropping it. Hey, big bro, Yos, you with us?
Mic check, mic check.
You
Bliss,
good? Fantastic.
and prosperity. Like, what was the talking point? Because um, the reason why I was asking about the talking point is because the reason why I came up is because I wanted to share information. So, like, say if we're just talking about our family, if it's not something that's written in stone, then would you believe it, or would you just see it as something that's not solidified? And the reason why I'm bringing that up is because, like, say for instance, my grandfather, who is part of, say, a historical archive that you can find in South Georgia, that you can trace back to the 1800s. And say you can trace my grandfather, Elliot Rios, to South Carolina by way of his grandfather, Pompey Rios, and the fact that he married a woman by the name of Henrietta Harris, who I can trace the Henrietta name back to. Would that be enough for people to look into and say, okay, well, he know what the hell he talking about? What do you do with the people that can trace their family back to these historical archives and these historical situations that ain't got nothing to do with what you feel like you should be or should have been taught?
I feel like that we got to take the same approach. If you're on the same path of trying to retain the same knowledge, or in this case,
And
family
I can show
record.
that these people that, and I can show that they live, and I can show that they had statistical records, like death records, everything. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's things that kind of like dwell within us that we don't get a chance to talk about, because everybody want to talk about the George Washingtons, everybody want to talk about this person, everybody want to talk about that person. But think about it. What if Sharice talked about her ancestor that did some things that changed the life of people in the DMV? Now, mind you, I live in the DMV. Chief Jonesy, what if his family did things that changed the life of people predicated upon us going to war? Aboriginal power. What if his family changed the whole congregation because everybody thought that we should have been preaching this way and they said we should have been preaching that way? We all got something that our families can bring
Can
to the table.
contribute. Right. That's a fact.
Yeah. And we can share this information. And this is how we should be sharing this information. But instead, everybody is trying to argue, bicker and beef and say on a socio political or on a bigger scale of sociology that we are all grouped into this. We're not all grouped into this. We're not
Well,
one
it
big
it
group.
de- it depends. Let's check this out right quick. Cause doing my little gene, how deep and spread out and how our tentacles go in this American little historical little project, bro. I done found out in my own direct lineage, I've got ancestors that fought on both sides of the Civil War. You know, so but these still at the same time talking about Aboriginal people. But like I said, that's how deep and you know what I'm saying our stuff is. I'm like, damn, I got a great grandfather on this, you know what I'm saying, go back on this side of the tree. Or you know, some side of the family that fought, you know what I'm saying, but then on this, you know what I'm saying, so but it's all the same one people, the same people. So you can see how the infiltration, how they was getting us to like basically fight, you know what I'm saying, ourselves back in the day. But you had to trace yourselves back in the day to, you know what I'm saying, get a perspective from that point of view. But it's crazy. Like I said, but this is the stuff that I like to use with these Africans and these Tethers. They can't put scenarios like this together. You see, and that right off the bat excludes them from, you know what I'm saying, consideration and you know what I'm saying? That's just a method that I use because like I said, it's just some shit that we can talk about that other folks just can't. They can try to make it up and try to get a story that's close or sounds like, but no.
We can always and we can also go back to the colleges. We can also
Yeah,
go back
shout out to
to
you,
the
Anthony
mounds.
Williams, for being able to find your
We
fourth and third grandparents, man.
mhm.
Salute to you. Genealogy is key. Understanding and comprehension that this story that they have told you has never been told before. So I need y'all to rewrite the history of tell the story of your ancestors and our ancestors collectively, because we're all speaking on these open forums. So let's make it count, family. Shout out to the Aboriginal Indigenous. Shout out to my FBA brothers. Whether some of y'all like it or not, they are my
Listen, a
brothers.
word of advice: just let your genealogy dictate the history, not the history dictate your genealogy, family. So,
Facts.
and that's a whole new world when you start going back through to great grandmother. But there was supposed to be slavery time, but she was a whole somebody of you know what I'm saying, elite, you know what I'm saying, family background and you know, some geographical area at the time, and who she was kind of married to or happy, you know what I'm saying. So the story is so vast, you know what I'm saying? Most of
I
the
mean
stuff came
the
through our
story.
great grandmothers who was motherfucking daddy's girls. That's what I also found. So when the money was getting, you know what I'm saying, passed down, it was going to, you know what I'm saying, daddy's only girl. Just like today. You don't think she wouldn't be a prime soft target, you know what I'm saying, for nefariousness?
But that's the thing. Like, how many of our grandmothers
Let me say something to
were
this because there's some
now?
key
Let
points.
me just say this, and I'll let
Go
you
ahead.
go in,
Go
Pap.
ahead.
Like, how many of our grandmothers were what you would call being a part of the train? If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. How many of your grandmothers or your grandfathers were part of these trains that you can look into and say, oh, no, that ain't happened with my family. I'm talking about these orphan trains. I'm talking about these actual trains that existed in a historical perspective that is real. Because for a lot of us, and I'm pretty sure with Sharice, and I'm pretty sure with Chief, and I'm pretty sure with Bap, our ancestors, they weren't part of them type of orphan trains. I'm not saying that they didn't exist, but what I'm saying is they were not part of the families that we can find and look into the records and see that they exist. We talking about records that exist, but I don't want to be long-winded about. You got it.
Peace and love, everybody.
just briefly, just so I could kind of reiterate what I was trying to say over there on the TikTok or whatever, because I like it over there on TikTok. I'm trying to get my fighting skills up by going over there. But I would say that as
I'm
far
about
as
to be over there. I'm about to be over there, sis.
yeah,
Be
man.
good.
I mean,
I got
because we
you. I
Native
got you.
Americans,
DMV.
bull.
Yeah, I'll be over there.
Yeah, they be trying it. They be trying it. They really do. And they need to be checked at the door with their nonsense because they are so rooted in like what their tribal this is and their tribal rules and blood quantum and all how much blood do you have? I mean, that's the nonsense that they spew all day long over there. But I will say this when we was talking about the immigrant piece, because I just kind of want to go back to that because some people feel like they're coming in and they're able to step over us and some people don't, and to each his own. But what I'll say to that is that we've seen a huge influx of immigrants between even Professor David Eltis said it when we talking about this large influx of African migrants between 1992 and the year 2000. We're seeing such a huge influx of it even now in our present day. I think it's like over 4 million of them. But we've seen a lot of things take place, like what's going on in Minnesota with the Somali takeover and how they're getting in a lot of trouble for marriage fraud and different things like that, autism fraud, and just a lot of different things that they're getting hemmed up on, like basically taking taxpayers' dollars and using it to whatever benefit they feel like they could use it for, welfare and everything else that these people are over there getting.
You also got Dearborn, Michigan too, sis. I ain't want to cut you off.
It's okay.
Yeah, you got Dearborn, Michigan. That's another Somali stronghold. Like these people don't think that we don't know where they're at. Like we already know. Like the South is where everybody want to be, but the DMV, like DC, Maryland, Virginia, like they there from a stronghold perspective because they know that drum beat from the go-go sounds that spreads out to the rest of the northeast woodlands, to the southeast woodlands, to everybody else. They already know that sound right there is something that originated here. And I'm just thankful that our ancestors were able to keep that originality alive, or that indigeneity, or whatever you want to call it, when it comes to originality, reality of it alive, because it started here and it spread it out. I don't care what nobody say. Check the records. Check everything that we have here, and then look at everything you have elsewhere. And the reason why I say this is because when you look at the struggle for the Georgia coast, we can research a lot of the indigeneities and the ancestries of people here going into the Carib region. We're just talking about domestic trades that was happening a long time ago in the 1500s. So whenever you hear people talk about, San Miguel de Guadalupe, ask them what happened before then, with the whole Tierra de Ajan or Tierra de Guerre, or all of these tierras of the land that happen here in mainland that nobody wants to take accountability for, that you can find in these Hispaniola archives and all of these other additional archives, to include the Southeast Woodland regions. And I'll just kill it right there, because we got information and we about to share this information. And for a long time, I wasn't able to come on TikTok because of the company that I work for. Yeah, they was one of those. Hey, how's it going, sir? I don't work for that company no more. So guess what? I'm about to start a TikTok. So I'm about to start sharing information. because you can always catch me at the Library of Congress. You might not catch me there today or tomorrow or in a couple of weeks, but guess what? I've always been at the Library of Congress. I've always been at the law library downstairs, walking up under where the metro at, under, looking at legalese. You motherfuckers ain't ready for the information that we do have and the information that we already have. Because all of the cousins that came together, they done did everything you can think of. Put it like this. You done seen people bicker and beef. You done seen people do X, Y, and Z on YouTube. You done seen them do it, everything on social media. But guess what? Now the family that came together like this. Ain't nobody bickering and beefing no more. We just sharing information. So y'all better be ready, because a lot of us couldn't get on that damn TikTok, but we here. And we about to share some information for you, motherfuckers. That's all I'm saying. We got some information for y'all.
So yeah, that's wonderful. And you're right, man. The DMV definitely has a deep indigeneity that is often overlooked. Like, it's definitely sacred ground. But I'll say this, because I want to get back on this immigrant stuff just real quick, because I was really going over this on my channel about how the superintendent from Iowa was on a $300K salary. Whole time his visa was expired. He had been in this country for 20 years, falsified degrees, falsified documents over the biggest, largest school system in Iowa. And it's like, I was explaining on that side, that on the TikTok side, when we was over there, that basically, if that was any one of us, they would have made sure our degrees was airtight. They would have made sure all the references was checked. There would have been no stone unturned. And I feel like these people
that's what DIE was to help a lot of these other groups, not us. But see, and like you said, these immigrants come over here and they have these degenerate connotation, right? They have this messed up history that they're using, and a lot of them come over here and bring baggage. You see what I'm saying? The Africans was doing a bunch of nursing fraud, where they was giving these certificates and degrees on nursing, all all in the West Coast. Man, some gas.
Okay.
They was doing that shit all in the West Coast, though. You know what I'm saying? Immigrants been doing these fraud shit and jobs and stuff.
Yeah, but see, my problem with them comes in is when they want to try to say, oh, y'all have been here for X, Y, and Z amount of years, and you guys haven't done this and done that. Do they not understand that we are the most powerful people that exist in this land right here? And that everything that's happened to us is a systemic issue that has taken place to make sure that we stay down. Like, it's so, like, us being the true Aboriginals to this land is the biggest cover up in American history. They know it. They can't have us rising above a certain grain. That's why even the people who get all this money and all this fame, they don't even come and speak on their behalf, because they know they'd lose everything. Everything is a game. And it's like, now we about to play it, because now at this point in the game, we're not about to tolerate y'all telling us we from Africa. Y'all gonna tell us our history when you're barely versed on it yourself. Like, when it's clear that the Racial Integrity Act not just applied to Virginia, but it also applied to other states, not just Virginia. And I think that was just so disingenuous of them. I think that the notion that they have of history is not the same notion that we have of history, and the things that we are learning and that you have taught us back and others have taught us. You know what I'm saying? Now we put in a BTA. That's it. We not fucking playing with these people no more about who we are, about this being our land. We didn't come from Africa. Y'all mad that we're not claiming that. Like, it just is what it is. Get off our neck, because we ain't from there. Even if you want to feel like your ancestors came from there, you got about 2% African, nigga. You're not from America.
Shasha, come hit the link. You be talking from the chat. Let's have a real articulate conversation. We can have a real scholastics. Sharice up here, I'm up here, Yos up here, Chief Jonesy.
Shaw always coming in and just start talking mess. We talk about what they was talking about on TikTok, Shaw. Keep it cute.
Yeah, we talking about what was going on TikTok, bro. You late to the party. Look, and there was tons of acts in different cities that was like the Racial Integrity Act, bro. It's not just the Racial Integrity Act, like you said. That only affected Virginia, and that was later on. You got the 1724 Christian Color Codes. You got the Negro Act. You got the Nullifications of Massachusetts. It's several different acts that reclassify indigenous peoples into black, Negro, colored, and etc. But go ahead, Shasa. You got it.
My thing, like, I ain't really come up here to debate, because my thing is, I feel like majority of your community, they're gonna revert back to denialism no matter what primary we show, what source we show. And that's just that. You don't gotta believe you of African descent, but we not about to deny primaries. That's not what we not gonna do. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
A primary is an actual count from the people that involve the stuff that you're talking about. Outside of that, it will be secondary source. And so, yeah, I think we might be confused on what a primary is.
That's what I'm saying. Like a primary, like Sharice just went on a rant about racial integrity. Racial integrity ain't going on in 1740 Negro, the Negro
Yeah, but
laws.
the 1724 Christian Color Codes was, though.
Yeah, but those color codes make distinctions that y'all keep ignoring.
What distinctions are those that they're mentioning?
All of those early Virginia laws say Negro and Indian. They're making clear distinctions. The Racial Integrity Act make a distinction. I don't even know why y'all use that, because it's telling you Negro blood and then Indian blood. It's like y'all don't understand what distinction.
No, it don't make no distinction in the Negro Act. Show me where it says that in the Negro.
Negro Act?
My bad, in the Christian Color Codes. My bad, I'm looking up.
Bro, all
where
you gotta
it says
do
that
is
at?
look at it. It's telling you who can own slaves. It's telling you Negroes using Negro and Indian.
Oh, it's talking about the classification of indigenous peoples, particularly. So now, when you bring up the Racial Integrity Act, this happened later. This is like the last end of the shit. You see what I'm saying? So before that, you got the Negro Act.
Which one?
You see what I'm saying?
I always use the 1740 South Carolina one.
What other Negro Act is it? It's called the Negro Act.
I mean, well, again, no matter which one you use, they all making distinctions, brother.
They're not, though. I'm just saying the Christian Color Code is not, and 1724 in South Carolina is not.
Hey, Bap, can I read this real quick? Like, this is what's up, Shy? This little Yost. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, Yost.
No, I was saying if Shy could hear me. I ain't know if he could hear me or not. I ain't wanna cut him off.
Now, go ahead, I'm listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because remember, you know what I'm saying, like when it came to the whole flow and everything, I was like, to get it on this year, I had to start from the rear, work my way around. Now my path is clear. Now that I seen it all, niggas want to see me fall before I get down or lay down. My back's against the wall. Now, we're about to talk about the burying Minutemen at the Battle of Chickamauga. Have you ever heard about this, Bap?
The Battle of Chickamauga? Yeah, I'm familiar with Battle of Chickamauga.
I'm talking about the burying Minutemen, like Berrien County, because this is
Marion County is right outside of Johnson City, coming in from Virginia.
Yeah,
right off.
But guess what? This is a burying that's in South Georgia, a Berrien County. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what I was talking about when I was saying about knowing people and knowing who know who and who was when them bucket hats, and I ain't want to say it like that, but I'm only saying it in the sense where people that know what the bucket hats mean, they know what it means. The bucket hats that I'm talking about is people that were Shriners. No, for real. Like they were Shriners. So the Battle of Chickamauga, we're just talking before leading up to like what you was just talking about. We're talking about the Battle of Chickamauga, September 18th to 20th, 1863. This was the largest Civil War engagement to be fought in Georgia. Now
Yeah,
remember, you was talking about Tennessee.
The Chickamaugas is what popped off the whole the start of the Civil War.
The Civil War, right?
That set in the engagement of rapid wars that took place after that.
Took place, right? And the second,
a lot of different stuff. They try to downplay them and call them battles and shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
we
it's
knew
really
we
part
knew
of the
they
Civil
wasn't
War.
battles. They were just trying to take our territory because it was just like a couple people that was like, "Hey, man, what? Like this is such and such
The
and such."
first chief and commander of the United States military army was a dude by the name of Henry Knox. Or was it William Blount? No, it was Henry Knox. His ass went to war with the Chickamauga.
But Pete, this right here, what happened in Georgia, what a lot of people didn't really know what happened. We're just talking after like 1863. So you're talking about the Chickamauga. Like this is one of the places where campfires of the Berrien Minutemen were made. They were sent to the Chickamauga line of battle after having served deployments to Savannah and Sapelo Island, Georgia. And the reason why I said that is because I wanted to know if you knew where Sapelo was located at. Sapelo Island in Georgia. Sapelo Island. If not,
man.
now the reason I'm saying that for Sha too. Like you know, Sha, you know where Sapelo is located at, right?
Is that? Are you talking about Georgia?
Yeah, in Georgia.
Okay, yeah. When those people fell off that bridge there.
Yeah, they were trying to do the whole Igbo landing and all this other, like put it like this. This right here happened in Sapelo Island, Georgia. You have Florida, North Carolina, and Mississippi. The Berrien Minutemen Company K. Look that up. The Berrien Minutemen Company K and the 29th Georgia Regiment served as a brigade of Wilson, which also included the 25th Georgia Regiment and the 30th Georgia Regiment and the 1st Battalion, Georgia Sharpshooters. That's what they called them, the Sharpshooters, which was formed and part of W.H.T. Walker's Corps. The Berrien Minutemen Company K was one of 4 companies of Confederate infantry raised in Berrien County, Georgia. And the reason why I want you to look that up is because I want you to see exactly what was actually happening during that time frame and who was actually coming over here so that you can look into the names of these people.
I mean, only thing I know about Sapelo Island is what Sharice just said, and I had did like a video when I was debunking Dosey about Spalding, Georgia being called Africa District of Africa. Two things could be true. I don't know what you was getting at. I don't know if you was trying to say it was some Indians there. I don't know if you was trying to get at that, because nobody's denying that. But when you're dealing with the colonists, You got
No,
another.
that's what I was dealing with. I was dealing with the colonists because
Yeah,
I
you
wanted
got
you
people
to
like Thomas Spalding.
yeah, I wanted you to look them up and see exactly if they were in those areas that they were trying to say that they were. Because I'm gonna say it again. Let me scroll back up because this is information that I got, and I'm gonna say it again. Um, you have what was called the Berrien Minutemen Company K, and then you had the 29th Georgia Regiment, and they served with Wilson's brigade. And you also have the 25th Georgia Regiment and the 30th Georgia Regiment and the 1st Battalion. Because what I'm saying is a lot of these people that became a part of these brigades and battalions were brought over here later. They were brought over here later.
I agree with you. When the war started, a lot of people was being brought over here.
Brought over here later. Yeah,
Yeah, but
because
you
this
already.
was
But prior to
18.
that, you
No,
already got you got.
what I'm saying is, now I'm gonna let you speak, but what I'm saying is, this happened around 1863. This was like around September of 1863. This portion of the Battle of Chickamauga. This was like September of 1863. Like anybody can look this up, and you will be able to see when these people were being brought over here, and you will be able to see if they even knew how to fight or they didn't even know what the hell was going on.
I don't know, yo. I don't really know what you getting at.
No, what I'm getting at is you got people fighting in wars. They don't even know what the hell going on. But yet people are trying to say these are the people that was doing X, Y, and Z. These people ain't know nothing about war. Because earlier, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's on this live, but I remember they were saying that Jerry Seinfeld was saying that his um either his father or his grandfather was brought over here as an orphan. You see what I'm saying? So you got people coming over here that are fighting in wars they don't know nothing about. They're children, if that makes sense.
Nah, I get you. You had different classes of
Yeah.
People coming over. You had your convicts, your orphans, people selling their kids,
Right.
sending their kids over here for work. But then you got families too.
But what I'm getting at is what group of Africans was coming over here doing the same thing?
Nobody's projecting that no group of Africans was over here doing that. That wasn't the same plight. You comparing Europeans sending their kids over for indentured contracts and work to people bringing slaves over here. That's not the same
No, we're
thing. They
talking
going
about
on at the
war.
same time, but it's
No, we're
not the
talking
same
about
thing.
war.
You said what?
No, I'm talking about war.
War.
Because we was
Okay, so
always
when
at war.
we get up to 61, you get
No,
to the
this was
Civil War.
1863. This was
63,
1863.
61, anything before
Yeah.
the Civil War starts, those black people that was slaves, that's how the Union won the war, because they started offering them slaves that was in South Carolina, Georgia, Florida. If they fight with us, you can get free.
You had free Negroes before that.
No, of course. We're not saying that. He's saying
Now you
war.
see
He
where
said
I'm going, Bap.
no, of course. No, he said
Like you
nobody
got
said it
free,
wasn't no
you
free
got free
Negro.
people.
Nobody said it wasn't no free Negroes before that, but that wasn't it was
And they were promised more than freedom.
it wasn't more free Negroes than Negroes that were slaves. He asking about war. Let's stick to context. You asked about war. If you
The
look at the
war
Union
and the Mason-Dixie line stretched all the way up to Maryland, damn near to Philadelphia. You see what I'm saying? Because those areas, like, remember back in the day, you was like, yo, that's part of the South. That's part of the South.
It is.
Now we're getting into some of these brigades and stuff that I was talking about. And this just happened to be one that just happened to be in South Georgia.
But that's
And
what I'm saying. A lot of those Southern regiments, a lot of those black people that fought in them Southern regiments got free because that was the deal with the Union. Come fight with us and you can get free.
But what I'm saying is a lot of those regiments had family that was up far north as Philadelphia, and a lot of these areas that was part of the Mason-Dixie line that were free. But yet they came all the way as far as South Georgia to help fight with the Chickamauga. And they came as far as west as California. They help fight with the Chickamauga, if that makes sense. I'm just trying to point out, like, how people were moving. And how is it that people can move and fight in these type of wars and have this type of civil war, and here we are today, and nobody is trying to recollect and make sense of where their family was at, but yet we're telling you this is where our families were at, this is where our families were, and a lot of people are trying to say, like, no, they wasn't, if that makes sense.
Well, it depends on what area you're talking about. I mean, everything's a timeline.
That's what I'm saying. It's just
everything's
the
a timeline.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm just breaking down the timeline. This is just one timeline that's talking about the Berrien Minuteman. This is just one county in Georgia, and it's talking about the Chickamauga. You see what I'm saying? So you had what Bap was just saying. You had Berrien also in Tennessee. You got Berrien and Alibamu. What I'm breaking down is all these counties and all of these militia districts. You can find them in every corporate state that they were trying to create during these wars, if that makes sense. Like county to county. Like you got Lowndes County and Valdosta, Georgia, where I was born at, in Georgia. And then you got Lowndes County in Alabama. You got a Lowndes County in Mississippi. You see what I'm saying? I'm just pointing out how these militia districts were created and how we had family predicated upon where we were at, and we were warring and doing what we was doing as a confederacy, if it makes sense. If it doesn't, I'll go a little further.
Yeah, no, I'm a little lost. I don't get what you're getting at.
I'm going into the militia districts of the South.
Which war? Let's be clear again. Which war? Because you said the Chickamauga. I don't want to misquote you. You're not talking about the Chickamauga wars. Are you talking because you jumped?
No, that's 18. That's the 1860s. That's like that's going into the 18s. It's different wars. Like you had Chickamauga that were fighting wars in Georgia. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's before the Civil War, though. That's before the Civil War.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at
long
is
before
you had Chickamauga that were fighting wars.
What's long before the Civil War?
The Chickamauga Wars.
No, it ain't. The Chickamauga War started around 1861, 1863, and lasted to 1865.
Yeah. I thought they started in the 1700s, bro.
No, you can look it up right now. You can look it up right. Hold on, I'll pull it up. Hold on. Let's pull it up.
I could be wrong. Y'all Indians, I don't know. I my math could be off.
We Aboriginal. We're Americans, so we know our history, American history.
Last time I checked, the Chickamauga Wars was before the Civil War.
No, that's the only thing that I was trying to
point 1863, Battle of Chickamauga, 1863.
Oh, the Battle of Chickamauga.
Yeah, like the Indian War.
Yeah, they call it the Chickamauga Wars. It's the Battle of Chickamauga.
And you just so happen to
Were you sure?
Yeah.
Let me look.
It's the significant, bro. Yes, it ain't no such thing as no Chickamauga War. It's called the Battle of Chickamauga, which is the war that it took place and sparked off the Civil War.
Right.
This is known history, but like it ain't. I mean, come on, man.
I'll send you what I got.
You are African. You wouldn't know nothing about American indigenous history, bro. I wouldn't expect it.
Basically, what I'm just trying to point
Y'all
out.
don't talk about no
You
African.
wrong as hell. I'm looking at it right now. It's called the Cherokee War. It is a Chickamauga War, nigga, and it happened in the 1700s, nigga.
No. Hold on.
The battle. Go ahead.
We talking about the battle of Chickamauga.
Is not the Chickamauga Wars. You gotta hold
what
that.
What are you
L
talking about?
I just put the wiki in the back. I can get the primary for you.
No, I can give you the
pull mine up like you pulled yours up.
All right, let me pull it up.
Yeah. Pull up that Cherokee War. I know I ain't.
We talking about the Chickamauga War though. We talking about the Chickamauga War.
And I was talking about
the Chickamauga War.
It's known as the Chickamauga War.
This is before the. He's talking about the battle. We both right. Let's not panic. We both
but
correct.
I'm talking about
okay. I see what you're saying. But what was you talking particularly about?
I just
this
was trying to be
though?
clear. I don't know. You were talking
That's
about
what I'm trying to clarify. What
war
are you talking about though? What was the conflict between? Who was it about? What was it before?
No. I was trying to be clear on which one Yos was talking about.
I said it earlier. I said that this battle,
he was talking about the one leading up to the Civil War, though.
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't say this. Okay. I'm just trying to be clear.
That's why I went straight to the one that led into the Civil War. Because you literally said, Shasa, that I don't think that was during the Civil War. So the context was about it being in the Civil War.
Yeah, and I was talking about that happening in Georgia.
No, because he was throwing me.
You said the Chickamauga War. You said the Chickamauga War wasn't in the Civil War, but you was referring to a different war, though.
Wait. The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm not sure the Chickamauga War is between the colonizers and the Indians. The Battle of Chickamauga, I'm not sure if that's the same thing. Do
you not know what the Battle of Chickamauga is?
It's between who?
It's between the damn colonizers.
But they fighting each other.
Civil War. It's a civil war.
Hold on, bro. Let me pull it up for you one more time. Bro. Hold on.
September 18th to 20th.
Like, come on, bro. Don't do this. You know I do this. I can give you all the primaries. Matter of fact, my uncle signed, one of my fourth-time great uncles signed these treaties. But look, the Battle of Chickamauga fought on September 19th to the 20th of 1863 was a significant conflict of the American
between the
Civil
Union
War.
And the Confederate.
You see what it said? The American the Civil War.
No, I'm with that. I'm with that. Hold on. Let me bring it back. When he kept mentioning Chickamauga, and he's mentioning Georgia, I wasn't understanding what he was getting at. Because again,
we talking about like when they going against let's say Henry Knox.
We talking about like Henry Knox and like the sea island, like the sea islands that lead to
but that hold on. That don't got nothing to do that this war don't got nothing to do with colonizers and Indians. This is colonizer versus colonizer. This is the Union versus the Confederates. So that's
hold on. So what are your okay, you talking to him. But that's what I'm saying though. You got to keep in context chronology order. You just brought up one. If you want to get into the conflict between the Chickamaugas and the colonists directly, that's going to happen in the first one. The first Chickamauga
right. That's why
Cherokee War. That's when they're going against Henry Knox, William Blount. All these treaties is being made. Blah. The conflict still kind of remains subtle, but it was still small beefs, even leading up to the 1865s. You see what I'm saying? Because you got the early treaties in 1761 with the Chickamauga,
and that's what I was.
And then later on, you got treaties being signed in like the early 1800s. You see what I'm saying? So you know it's still an internal conflict. You see what I'm saying?
And it was going in.
And from the record, every 30 years, this shit pop off.
Yeah.
Man, y'all got your ass whooped in 1777, and then the war became white people versus white people, man. Stop playing.
No. In 1771, they whooped the shit out of Henry Knox. As a matter of fact, Henry Knox got the first person to be impeached from government official office because of the war crimes that was done and the shit that was happening. You see what I'm saying? They lost their war. Then they try to renegotiate. I don't really know who won that war. They try to renegotiate when they ran into the Battle of the Chickamauga when Nigga Jack came through. That was when they signed the Tellicoe treaties. So by the time the 1800s came on, yeah, they had already linked in with a lot of the other indigenous peoples, the colonists that was down in the South that had already been there and had generations there, and the Confederacy already had been re-resurrected again. That ain't a new thing, by the way. Confederacies in America, so they had re-resurrected some. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see them with indigenous names on these Confederate flags and on these Confederate regiments. They was literally orchestrated and ordained by them people.
And
Muskogee Regiment, Alabama, Chickamauga, Lookout Mountain, 38 Regiment, Vols, Shalom. Like, this is known stuff. But I didn't know what y'all was talking about. I'm just saying in context when
No, I just wanted to be clear. He wasn't. I just wanted to keep up with what he was saying with the Chickamauga part threw me off. I just wanted to be clear. He didn't say nothing wrong.
The reason why I was keeping,
but you got to realize the indigenous peoples here went through several different scraps. They got tons of battles.
It was an Indian conflict, and the reason why I wanted to keep it in context is because going into the Jim Crow era, did any of y'all ever hear about this? This is what I was trying to get with, because I was trying to keep it in context. My apologies, Shot. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. It was something going into the 1900s, around 1920. You know, like after, you know, like our ancestors, from the mulattoes to, you know, this and this, and tenant farming. It was something called the malaria at Clement's Sawmill. I wanted to know if y'all ever heard about that. It was something called malaria that happened in the early 1900s. But it happened around Ray City, Georgia, which is like about 2 hours.
Man, Shot son don't know nothing about this, man. He a captured. His people ain't never fought no war with them Europeans, man.
Nah, look, I'm gonna help y'all out. Y'all niggas be saying y'all hate Africans and the black Europeans.
No, we don't hate Africans. Africans.
No, look. He's saying it's a malaria breakout. That's proof of Africans.
Hey,
Africans and Europeans brought that malaria shit over here. I'm just saying we speaking facts.
I'm
malaria
saying, like, everybody
malaria not
was gonna
indigenous
say,
to America.
No, what I'm saying is a lot of people were gonna say it came from oh man, hey, you already said it. You know what I'm saying?
It came from Africa, or it either came from an African or European. So if you telling me about some malaria in Georgia, that means it was some African Americans there or some Europeans there, bro. There you go.
Malaria ain't confined to Africa. That ain't the first people to have malaria, bro.
So now y'all want to take claim to see y'all niggas crazy.
I'm just telling you a fact. The oldest form of malaria go back 1 million years old and is found in Dominican Republic. It has nothing to do with Africa.
So you think it was found in the DR first?
I don't think nothing. You can Google it and look it up right now.
I don't know. Hey,
I'm just telling you, the oldest. Look up where the oldest form of malaria was. Just look up where the oldest form of malaria was. Just look it up.
And the reason why I brought
Wikipedia
this up,
and drop it in the back.
No, I'm gonna share it with you, Bap. I'm gonna text the link that I got to you, because I want you to read through it, because he was talking about it happened from a sawmill. How did malaria happen at a saw? It happened from a sawmill. I kid you not. It literally says it, and I'm about to send it. I want to be able to do it, you know, like from my iPad, but I'm gonna send it to. Let me see if I can. You know what? Hey, Bap, you don't mind if I put this in the chat?
Nah, you can go ahead.
You know what? Nah, I'm gonna send it to you, and then you can, like, if you want to put it in the chat. But Shy, like, I'm gonna read it. You know, like, give me a second. I'm about to read it. That's why I'm just doing everything from chronology. I'm like, how the hell this malaria just come out of like it didn't make any sense to me. So let me go ahead and share it. I'm gonna share it with you real quick. Hold on, give me a second. Cause I'm like, dang, like this is like crazy, bro.
That's what I'm saying, yo. It's shit like that, malaria. It's a lot of stuff that's proof of, migration from like Europe, Africa, all that stuff. Like it's not just people and like certain crops. It's actual things too. Like I don't know if y'all know the rats in New York. Y'all be seeing them big ass rats. Them shit's not indigenous to New York. Them shits came over here from Europe.
Oh no, trust me, I know. And I saw the lantern flies, like them Asian lantern flies, because we had them in Maryland, and they're invasive than a motherfucker. But I just thought it was funny that we went from doing all this fucking damn warring, getting ready to go into World War One, and then all of a sudden we had like this whole malaria invasion in the southeast woodlands. It didn't affect nowhere else. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, damn, like what the fuck?
That came from one of them ships. I'm telling you, them all the mosquitoes, them niggas bringing up. I'm telling you, y'all niggas hate Africans. I know y'all think we super pro African. I'm telling you, that malaria came over here with
this wasn't even African, bro. That's the
all right. How would it get over here?
It was already here.
You're dealing with the mosquitoes. Ain't no malaria not indigenous to America.
You sure?
Man, I don't give a fuck about mosquitoes. That's what you Africans be eating. I don't give a damn about no damn mosquitoes.
I'm trying to help y'all niggas out. Now y'all niggas got malaria mosquitoes. Y'all wild, AP.
I believe Africa is the origin of motherfucking malaria. They eat mosquito.
I mean, based on documents, it is. It's Africa.
I mean, based off of them eating mosquito burgers, it gotta be.
Mosquito burgers.
Where he said that shit came from. Sickle cell too, right? Ain't sickle cell indigenous to over there?
Nah, sickle cell is indigenous over here, bro. It's a lot of
Africans ain't even African, man.
Here.
Africans ain't even African. That's a fact. Anybody want to debate me on that? I'll take the fade with anybody. Lucky, come step up, bro. You've been wanting that fade. Let's prove that Africans ain't African, bro.
Yeah, come on up, Lucky, because he probably got the DNA and everything.
I'll debate you on that topic any day. I can prove that Africans ain't African, bro. Easily.
Damn, I probably sent it to the wrong.
I got so many news sources. I got so many news sources I could beat y'all up with, but I'm retired. I don't really want to fight y'all.
You never had a debate in your life, so you never really started.
I don't want to beat y'all up, man.
Dylan, you feel me?
We get y'all in the corner, y'all start running to.
You gotta get started. You gotta get started to retire, though. You never got started.
Man,
but listen, hey, Lucky, come over here, bro. Hit the panel, bro. Let's catch that fade. Let's prove. I can prove. Let's have a debate that Africans ain't even African. Shastan, do you want that? I know you say you retired.
Indians.
Yeah, he did say he was retired.
I'm not an Indian, nigga. I'm an American. So if you're gonna debate me, you're gonna debate me with my perspective.
I'm just asking the question because
you ain't gonna create one and put it against me. I don't know. Ask the Indian, nigga. I don't know. Ask the Indian. You talking to an American, my nigga. So yeah, Africans ain't African.
Europeans
I'm
ain't
an American. I'm an American, though. But listen, you can use that same talking point to an American, though. You want to ask
use
me
that for everybody.
No, you can't. Actually, you can't. It has a particular definition that comes with the word American. Everybody can't be an American, just like everybody can't be an African, just like everybody. Just like everybody can't be an Asian, just like everybody can't be an Australian. It can't. It don't work like that. You can't. Everybody can't. It's impossible. So if you want to have that debate too, we can add that in too.
You said everybody can't be an Asian?
Huh?
You said everybody can't be an Asian? I agree. Everybody can't be an American.
It's a fact. That's just the facts. Everybody can't be an African. Everybody can't be an American. Everybody can't be an Asian. Everybody can't be an Australian. Everybody can't be European.
That's a fact.
Yeah, so we're talking about. What I'm saying is, African ain't African though. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I mean, is the continent by law called Africa?
Man, listen. Do you want to have this debate or not? Do you want to have
You
this
just
debate?
lost that debate that quick. Look, that was easy.
You didn't win shit. You asked me about a map. We talking about people. You talking about a damn map. But listen, if that's your approach, just jump in the ring.
I'm just saying, America. Wait. Let's do the preliminaries. Let's do the
your approach. Jump in the ring, there, my nigga.
Hold on. Wait. Let's do the preliminary. All right. So.
Nah, I ain't doing no preliminary with you, nigga. You ain't even debating.
Look. No, don't run. The indigenous
tribe.
You ain't
debating, bro. Listen, you're not debating, bro. I'm not about to waste my time. Listen,
he pulling the floor.
What I'm saying is, do you believe that Africans is Africans, or do you believe that they're not African? Yes or no? Which one?
Yeah, they Africans by law.
So you want to debate that?
You can't wiggle out of that.
Do you want to debate that? Yes or no? You said it with confidence too. Do you feel confident enough to debate me?
You gotta. I'll take the debate if you agree that Indians ain't Indians. You said
I'm not an Indian though. I don't know about Indians. I know about Americans.
We can't have the debate, man. We can't have the debate. You gotta stay. You gotta pick a side.
Why can't we compare it to the same thing? You talking about Africa? Why can't we talk about America? Is American Americans? Is African Africans? That's how that should work. So we can. If you want to do that, I'll take that.
Listen, I'm saying that neither one of them is American.
I'm an American, so I'm pushing American. I'm pushing Aboriginal. That's what I'm pushing. So if you want to debate any one of the talking points I push, if you want to debate any of the talking points I push, you can't create a talking point.
I can't debate that because I'm on your side with that logic that they ain't African and they ain't American. I'm on your side.
No, I'm saying that they is American. I'm saying Americans is Americans, but Africans ain't Africans. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it very clear.
I ain't taking that debate. I'll beat you up on that. I'll beat you up bad.
You want that? You don't want it. I know why you don't, because you know why. You know why too, boy.
I'm gonna go get the Indians to help me for that. The Indians
that
gonna
ain't
help
gonna
me
work.
beat you up on that.
Indian ain't gonna work because they don't even know what an African is. They don't even know shit.
No, I'm talking about
Indians stuck on reservations, bro. They don't have access to the libraries and books we have. They're slow. They're
don't
dumb.
do that to the Indians, man.
Shit. Name me one Native American inventor. Name me one Native American philosopher. Name me one Native. Man, I'm done. It's over with, man. Try again.
Man, don't do that.
Don't do that
to the Indians, man.
You better off getting an African, my nigga. You gonna try Native American?
I'm gonna get the Indians to help me prove
who haven't contributed shit to society. A Native American?
No.
Huh? You better off getting Bishop Tutu, my nigga, from out of West Africa.
Let me get the Indians to help me prove that they not American.
Hey, how can they prove somebody's not American when they not American? Come on now, try again.
There you go. So there we go. That's why I said I'm on your side, AP. They not American. They not.
I'm not. But I've never said I did. Hold on, you're confused. I said Americans are Americans.
Who the Americans?
I never said nothing about Native Americans. So yeah, Native Americans ain't Americans, and other whatever type of Americans ain't Americans. Whatever you want to name. It's only one type of American. It's only one type. It's only you gotta fit the criteria to be an American. Man. It's a certain criteria. You just can't identify. You can't take a bunch of niggas who got a whole origin story from coming from Asia and try to make them American. They're Asian. They can't be an American.
Do white people fit the bill of American?
Man, listen, you wiggling around, ain't you?
You ain't gonna answer that.
Ain't you? Look, you squirming like a little fish out of water.
White people the first Americans. You want to debate that? Let's debate that. White people.
When anybody else want to get into the debate, we'll go ahead and bust them up, though.
White people the first Americans. Debate that, AP. That's my stance.
White people don't have an origin to being nowhere. So if you're saying white people are Aboriginal somewhere, then you're slow.
I said they the first Americans. I ain't say Aboriginal.
You're slow, bro.
I ain't say they was Aboriginal. I said they the first Americans.
If they American, that means they're the first people on that land. And by definition, the first people. Hold on. If they're the first people on that land, then they're the first Americans.
And white people ain't copper colored.
No, I ain't say that they the first. I ain't say that they the first on the land, bro. I said that they the first Americans.
You can't be the first American unless you're the first on the land, bro. That's just how that works.
No, that's not true.
Yes, that is true. That's very true. If you're the first people in Africa, you're the first Africans. That's why Khoisan is considered the first Africans.
Nah, that's not true. Because did the Khoisan have this idea of being in Africa?
It
Did they
doesn't
create
matter.
that?
It doesn't matter.
No, it do matter. It do
And
matter.
listen, I'm not even going to
And
speak on Khoisan
wiggling.
history. No, I'm not going to speak on Khoisan history.
Wait. That's just wait. I just heard you like 2 days ago in the morning. You said Indian is a misnomer. I heard you say that, right?
It's Khoisan?
No, wait. I heard you say Indian is a misnomer.
It's Khoisan?
Yo, bro, don't run.
No, I'm saying though, we're talking about whether or not Africans or Africans are and are Americans. That's like what the hell is me
what
talking
I'm saying,
about?
hold on. This
Americans got the indigenous people of America, the real Americans got a lot of mislabels. So yeah.
No, wait. Listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this: when Europeans got here, the indigenous people referred to themselves.
The biggest mislabel is African American.
No, listen, you wiggling. When the Europeans got here, the indigenous people wasn't running around calling themselves Americans. They wasn't doing that. They was using.
Actually, they was.
Bro.
That's what you don't know. Say, like I said, they did. They was.
What tribe was running around calling themselves Americans?
I'm gonna do it in the debate when whoever take that fade.
Bro, you're not gonna win. Hey, AP, you know already looked.
Whoever want to take that fade gonna get all that. Whoever gonna take that fade gonna get that. So I'm not gonna give away all my angles.
You scared of you scared of that.
Like
I said,
I want one of y'all dumbass niggas to be confident enough to jump out in the ring so I can embarrass you.
You wouldn't embarrass me on that. You'll lose on that. Bad.
Would you jump in the ring when you want to do it? Then
that's a bad debate.
When you want to do it, then
that's bad. You might want to debate.
Well, embarrass me then. Let's do it. When you want to do it?
You might want to debate the Dominican.
When do you want to do it? When do you want to do it? When you want to do it?
You never gonna win.
Now you just talking and just saying shit. You ain't. Now you just not. Now you're not listening. All of a sudden, when do you want to do it?
Listening. I was getting to. We gotta have a conversation before we just jump.
When do you want to do it? You keep asking questions and questions and questions and
questions. I'm not asking no questions. I'm not asking no questions.
You asked 20 different questions. I've asked one question continuously.
Look. I don't gotta ask no questions. I could debate you with you talking. Again, you just the other day you said Indian is a misnomer, so you already know they wasn't running around calling themselves.
What they got to do with Americans being Americans and
A
Africans?
lot, because if they wasn't calling themselves Indians, they wasn't calling themselves Americans neither. What are you talking about?
How you get that? You want to debate? Like, okay, if that's your angle, debate me.
Like, that's not an angle, nigga. That's
if that's your angle, debate me.
You know that.
No, it ain't. It's definitely a lie. It's definitely a lie. Definitely a lie. One of the biggest lies, though.
So they were calling themselves American before Indian?
Yes.
Niggas crazy.
Yes.
What tribe was doing this? In South
America, want to debate? Right? You keep asking. There you go. That's your.
I already know what tribe you going to. And where wasn't American.
That's your fifth question. You just said I ain't gonna ask no question, and then proceeded.
I already know what you're talking about, bro. You trolling right now?
Hold on.
You gotta be trolling.
What I'm saying is, you said you wasn't gonna ask me no question.
Yeah, you right. I ain't gonna ask no question. You can have it. I'm not even.
Hold on.
I'm not.
Then you proceed after I answer your question. You proceed to ask me another question.
That's below my pay grade, man. I'm not arguing no shit like that, bro.
Come on, bro. I'm telling you that Africans ain't Africans and Americans is Americans. You don't want to debate that because you can't debate that. You can't even prove that. You have no confidence. You have no confidence in Africans being Africans. I have all the confidence in America being Americans. I mean, Americans being Americans. So let's debate that, bro. You will have to.
You got to stick in context. If you're not gonna stick in context, I can't debate you, bro. I'm not doing words.
Say what? Say what?
I said, if you're not gonna stick to context, then we can't debate. Y'all niggas are. Hold on.
Call themselves Americans, and that is identified as Americans by definitions and legal definition, and by status, by actual legal status.
Who created those? Who created those statuses for them?
That's a whole other conversation. Do you want to have this?
That's what I thought. Look, that's a checkmate already. That's a checkmate.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
You ain't American unless a white person tell you American.
No, it ain't. No, it ain't.
You ain't American unless white people call you.
But you won't jump in the ring. You are lucky. Won't take this debate. Y'all both in
here. Me and Lucky. I mean, Lucky might.
Y'all both in here. Y'all both ducking y'all taco. And this is something for
Lucky,
y'all to
come up,
easily
come
prove.
up.
Wise
Y'all
man told
stand,
me every
hold
Friday
on,
night
y'all
to be
stand that
bush.
we
Lucky,
Africans, and I'm now saying that you can't prove to me
moderate.
that Africans is Africans and y'all ducking. Come on, bro. That's the
Lucky,
easiest
me
debate.
and you
If
can
you come
moderate.
challenge me right
Come
now
up.
and be like, yo, AP, you can't prove Americans is Americans, I'll take that bait tomorrow.
Come
I
on,
would never say
Morisco
that to you.
Cuz. Morisco Cuz, come up.
I wish you would.
It's
I want you to come ask me
I thought
inside.
AP was retired.
Prove to me that Americans is Americans, because you think that they ain't. Man,
You
I
said
would
prove
dog
Americans are
walk any
Americans?
one of these. Man, go get not a coincidence if he want to take the debate. I
AP
know he a
is
smart
trolling,
nigga.
B.
He get busy. He really get busy. So I don't even know
Shout
why
out
I'm
to
going to
Knack,
talk to
man.
your
Nah,
ass.
Knack
You
ain't
one of
gonna
the
take
biggest pump
Shout out to
fakers.
Knack. Shout out to AP.
Knack ain't
You
gonna
one
take
of the biggest pump fakers. Where
He
Knack
been
at?
waiting for
Knack
me
at
to
least
get
get busy. This is a good topic for him. Can y'all prove that
Knack ain't
Africans
gonna
is
take the
even
debate,
African?
man.
It's an easy win for y'all. Come jump in the ring then. Ain't none of them confident on this African shit.
Nah, we not arguing no semantics, man.
We're not arguing semantics. We're talking about real
Semantics,
facts,
man.
legal facts,
No, come up.
and oral history facts, since you want to go to that. Because you brought it up. You can't find no people in Africa orally that call themselves African. So you
I'm
just
not making
debunked your
that claim,
goddamn
AP.
self.
That's
You
why I
just
said I'm on
debunked
AP.
your
I
goddamn
keep
self.
saying that I'm on
Body
your
bag,
side.
get them out of here.
They
I'm
just
on your
exposed the
side.
Russians for
No, I know you on my side. Cause so now you
I'm
so
not
listen,
making
y'all.
that claim
Hold
that they
on,
call themselves African. I'm not
hold
making
on. Let
that
me
claim.
explain to the chat right quick that now Shah Sun has converted to my side. He believes that Africans is no longer Africans too. So boom, we're good. No
I
longer
didn't
having a
say
debate.
that.
But
I
I'm
didn't
pretty
say
sure
that.
one of these other Africans will have this debate because they don't agree with you.
and he got to battle the Russians because the Russians done been
You want to
And
have
do
word
any of
pointed
the
out
hold on? Is there any
doing
Africans in the
social
chat, Pan
political
Africans in the chat
campaign
that want to debate
against
about on whether or
Black
not
Americans.
Africans are Africans and whether or not Americans is Americans? Yes or no? Do y'all want to get into that
You
smoke?
were saying you
And
was
this is going
retired
back
at
to
the beginning of the
2020.
year.
This is going back
What
to
made you come back
2020.
outside?
Who, me?
Yeah, you bored?
Play a video where I said I retired. Play one.
I said in the beginning of the year you were saying you wasn't debating.
I didn't say I retired though.
Oh,
I
same
only
thing.
came out because
Sometimes I'll be feeling like y'all slow and I want to give y'all an easy one. So an easiest debate that a Pan-African or African should be able to take is whether or not you can prove whether or not Africans are Africans. So what's up?
That's funny.
That's all I'm saying. Lucky.
I put the link. I put the link in the Lucky. Did you see it? What's up,
Lucky
Modesto
Guzman.
Cuzzo?
Nah, I ain't even see the link. I'm leaving the airport.
No,
I had
I'm
to do
talking
some shit.
about the link to Ray City.
Lucky. I know you stand for Africa with all your might, bro. So I want to offer a debate
I'm talking
with
about
you.
that Ray City link. Because that's one of the links that my grandfather is tied to. It's one of them Ray City links. I'll put it back in there real quick. I'll let you look through it and see if you can figure out which one of those Rios people in that link from them vanishing towns in South Georgia my family came from. I'll give you that much.
Hey, Lucky, what's the word though?
Well, what's good, Luck?
I'm chilling, man.
You still in Duval? Lucky?
Yeah, I actually just left the airport. I'm over here on Duval Road. I'm sliding right now.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Nah, you good.
But AP, man, what you in here playing? You sound like you in here playing word games. What you got going on?
I'm not playing one word game at all. One
He want to
word
rap.
game.
He want to freestyle. He want
Hold
to have a
on,
slam battle. He want to play words.
Shotson, calm down. I'm talking to Lucky. He talking to AP.
That boy
He said
Shot
AP.
doing jumping jacks.
He didn't say Lucky. You missed your chance. You don't want no smoke. Let me talk to Lucky. He might be brave enough to light this
Get
wood
your bars up and we can get
listen,
to it,
hold
man.
on. Calm down, son. You gotta stay out your emotions. Because you dodged the smoke. I gave you all the opportunity to say yes, I want the debate. You denied it. You totally ran. I'm gonna talk to Lucky. Now, Lucky, what's going on? I'm not playing no semantics. I'm being very real, straightforward, no funny shit.
So state your claim again so I can get it
The
understanding.
Africans ain't Africans, bro.
You saying Africans are not Africans in what sense?
That they're not African.
Also, I'm saying what is the metric you're gonna be using? Like what ruler are you gonna be using to measure this? That they're not, or are they African?
Legal,
mathematics,
oral. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. That's
I want you to tell me what's the class, right? What if a nigga look at it and say, "No, that ain't it"? What is the qualification for he judging it? That's what I'm saying. So,
say it one more time for me. My bad. Let me say it one more time for me.
What's the qualifications for you saying something is or isn't American, or something is or isn't African? Are we finna be talking about what they called themselves? Are we finna be talking about what they was called? Are we finna be talking about what was?
Yeah, we about to be talking about what they call themselves and what they legally call.
So if you're saying what they called themselves,
or what they was legally called in the past.
So in North America, not only do nobody call themselves American before Columbus, but Black Americans, we don't call ourselves American before Columbus at all.
He didn't say North American. He said African.
Bro, I
He
just
said
gave
Americas
you
is American.
hold on. I just gave you two different. Don't skip over my two different qualifications that you asked me for.
I'm going one at a time, though.
Are you going to gloss over those?
So you want me to go one at a time? I can't do them twice at the same time. I want to do them one at a time.
You don't need to give me a rundown on them. I'm just giving them to you, and I'm asking you now, since you know what they are, do you want to debate them?
I'm saying that's too broad for me. So we're gonna have to hone in a little bit more.
So
Let's hone in a little bit more.
Where I'm saying that you got
no such thing as honing in.
You got to qualify by using legal documents, what they call or what they were called in the past, or oral.
You can't hone
based
in.
off of first contact.
This ain't a kinetic
Right,
strike.
But when you saying American, this is what I keep asking you. We talking about North America, right?
Yes. We talking about anywhere in America. It's like we're not just talking about North Africa. So no.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's too broad.
Are we going to be limited? Am I going to just limit you to West Africa? If you're going to limit me to North America, I'm going to limit you to West Africa, bro. That's just how
basically saying
it ain't going to be a two-way street where you can use your entire continent and I can't use mine. That's great.
He basically saying that can't happen.
I wasn't attempting to use my entire continent. That's what I'm saying. I wanted to be specific.
So where you want to limit it yourself to?
I really thought it was Black people in America ain't African, and that's what I wanted to.
I didn't say nothing about Black people in America. I said Africans ain't Africans, and I'm saying that Americans is Americans, obviously, because you're asking me that. But so what I'm saying is, I want to debate that Africans ain't African. So, but if you want to throw in whether or not you're trying to push a claim that Americans ain't American,
you got to see what I'm saying, though. Listen,
I will take that, and we can throw that in there as well.
Listen to why the first one I'm saying is too broad. America, to prove you're an American, you're going to be standing on documentation about citizenship and a nationhood. Africa's not a nation.
No,
the nation concept is going to be thrown out.
Lucky, you can't tell me what I'm going to be using. You can't do that.
You just said it. You just said it.
I'm not.
Bro, you just said what you was going to use because you just
I'm saying you asked me what two things could qualify whether or not you an American or whether or not you an African. I gave you those two bases. Now you're telling me how I'm going to use the bases.
You said you talking about what people called you.
No.
That's what you said.
I didn't say nothing about what people called you, bro. I'm saying are Africans or Americans? Yes or no? That's the debate I want to take. Now you asking me whether or not people called. We can get that could be part of your debate.
That's too broad for me, bro.
Whether or not you want to take whether or not that's what people called them, whether or not was it the legal diet, that's your debate approach. You can take either one of those approaches, bro.
I'm telling you that's too broad, bro, because you're not painting a narrative on what American is. You're being too broad with the shit.
American is the indigenous, the first people here on this motherfucking continent.
So you're trying to prove that the first people on this continent were called American?
Oh my
Is that what you're
God.
trying to prove? I'm telling you that
No,
you're
bro, you
being
acting
too.
slow. I don't know if you trolling me, bro. You might be trolling me right now, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you,
I'm
being
serious,
too
bro.
broad,
You
right?
acting scary as hell, bro. I'm
This
saying
this
the
the
people. I'm
second nigga
saying,
who done
listen.
tried to address it, right?
I'm
Maybe it's
saying the
you.
people that are American, that we qualify as American, are actually American. I'm saying the people that they're calling African ain't African. I don't know how much simpler I can put it. You asking all these scary ass stipulations to quantify. That
Man,
is
cause you
quantifying
not.
as what
You
more do I
literally
need to
said,
say?
you said the people that they calling Americans. Nigga, there's white Americans, there's Indian Americans, all these people is American. What are you saying, gang? That's why I said, bro, you gotta be real specific. You being way too broad. Are we talking about nations? Are we talking about ethnicities? What are we talking about?
Ethnicities and nation state.
That's two different things, brother.
Right. You can prove it
Africa is
either
not a
way.
nation. Africa
You
is
can
not a
prove.
nation. That's the point I'm making to you. So Africa, if Africa is not a nation, how I'm gonna prove that
Okay,
Africa
so listen.
is a
Okay,
nation?
so all right. So listen. Let's keep nation
Bam, I
state
don't
out.
think
So
you
now,
agree. I don't
so
think
now
you
you
agree.
can't quantify it through nation state. You can't do it like so. Anybody can be American through nation state, right? So now we're going to qualify it by the continental state understanding.
There is no continental state. That's two different things. There's a
Well,
state and there's a
the
continent.
continental state of understanding. The continental state of understanding. Not saying the continent is the actual state, brother. I need you to understand this. Now you're trying to be literal and theoretical and all this extra shit. So are you saying that Africans ain't Africans? Are you just agreeing with that? Is that what you pretty much doing right here?
Bam, all I
Lucky.
can say is like
Is Africans, yes or no?
they say assholes and elbows, but the one thing that I add to assholes and elbows is the bottom sole. I'm talking about
Yeah,
them
he
feet.
making these red
Cause they
line
be
bad
kicking
faith
up,
arguments.
cause them
That's like
feet
if somebody
kick up
come up to
dust.
you and be like, man, Africans ain't even Africans. You'll be like, man, Africans is Africans. That's like if somebody come up to me and be like, man, you can't, Americans ain't Americans. There's only one type of American. You talking about where there's white Americans? No, a damn European can't be an American. An Asian can't be an American. They
That's
can be
why
a
I'm
United
making
States
sure you
citizen.
being
They can
specific,
be
bro.
a
You
United
talking
States
around it.
citizen. They can be a
You
United States
explaining.
citizen, but they
You
can't be no
Same way
damn
you
explaining.
run,
American.
the same way
You
you roll.
explaining everything I'm telling you. That's the point I'm trying to get you to be specific on. If you talking
Okay,
about ethnicity, talk about ethnicity. You can't talk about ethnicity and nationhood, and that's two completely different things. Because once you implement nationhood into the conversation, now you talking about Indian Americans, you talking about Caucasian Americans, you
yeah,
talking
we're
about
not
all
talking
kind
about
of
that.
Americans.
We're talking about real statuses of these people.
You talking about the ethnic makeup. You're trying to say that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked you. Are you saying that the Aboriginal people in America were originally called American? Is
Yeah.
that what you want to debate on?
Yes, and the Africans ain't Africans. That's my debate. My
And you're trying
debate
to
is
say,
that
and you're trying
Africa.
to
I
say,
want y'all to hold on. I want this to be clear. I'm saying that Africans ain't Africans. That's the first debate because you seem like y'all skipping over that. You getting confused.
brother, when you saying Africans ain't Africans, again, Africa is
Yep.
not a nation.
Right. So we're not
So
talking
what are
about
you?
their nation state.
So
We're talking
when
about
you
their
can't, so that
ethnicity
doesn't
now.
even
Now
make
we're talking about
sense.
their ethnic group.
Their ethnic groups are not African. That's what I'm saying to you, brother. Your
So
conversation
Africans
points
don't
don't
exist.
make
So
sense.
Africans don't exist, then, my nigga. That's
Africa is
all
the
I'm
name of
saying.
a Africa
That's
is the
all I'm
name of
saying.
a
Africans don't
continent.
exist, then, my nigga. You proving my point.
No,
Africa
bro.
got different ethnic groups.
There's
This is what
so
he
you
pointing out.
when you trying to base it off
Bro,
of an ethnic
do Africans
conversation,
exist? Now we're
you
not
can't
talking. We
call
already said.
African an ethnic group, bro.
Lucky. We
It's
already
not
said
even
we're
hard to
removing
understand,
Does
bro.
America
We
not
already said
have
we're
ethnic
removing
groups?
nation
It's
states.
actually
We're talking
simple,
about
bro.
we already said we're removing nation states. We already We already determined that. You asked me about America, we were moving that. We're talking about ethnic group that they originally called themselves Americans. I'm saying that Africans ain't Africans. There's no such thing as that. They're not African. And you say you're right. There ain't no African ethnic groups. You just proved my point.
There's no Africans in Africa. There's the Wolof tribe is not the African tribe. It's the Wolof tribe. Just like the Cherokees are not the Americans. They're the Cherokees, nigga. So I'm asking you again, what is your premise in this conversation, bro? Because you playing word games.
Cherokee is the European construct. So and
so is Chickamauga. So is Chickamauga.
That's all dealing with European construct. Yeah, that's all dealing with European construct.
So is Chickamauga.
I'm not talking about these little nation
so is American.
I'm not talking about nation state determination of what they're categorizing them. Which we already didn't got past that. You went right back to nation state and Cherokee and all this other shit. We're not talking about the Chickamauga and the Cherokee, which is nation state categories. So we're not talking about ethnic group of people. There's no ethnic group of people called Cherokee. Bro.
There's an ethnic group called the Cherokee, bro.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. Did
they call themselves a Cherokee? Did they call themselves Cherokee?
Did they call themselves Cherokee?
Did they identify?
That's not the conversation we're having.
No, that is the conversation. We're talking about whether or not these people are the ethnic group. Did they call themselves Cherokee? Yes or no?
Let's look it up.
In first contact. When they first contacted these so-called Cherokees, they called themselves Cherokee.
When they
no,
first
they
contacted
didn't.
them, they
So
didn't
we're not
call
talking
themselves
about
American.
no goddamn Cherokee. We're talking about American.
When they first contacted them, they didn't call themselves American, bro.
Yeah, they did. I'm standing on that. Now that's what I'm wanting to debate. I'm saying that my main debate is that Africans ain't Africans. You already pretty much saying that. Yeah, you're right. There ain't no such thing as no Africans.
No, there's
no such thing.
What did the Cherokee flag look like? Can you show me a Cherokee flag, or Tislagi flag, or Chulagi flag? Can you show me a flag of
Cherokee is the damn European term.
You see what I'm saying? Can you show me the Moroccan flag? Can you show me like you were just saying, the Wolof flag? Can you show me these flags? Like what are we trying to base everything off of? Because I don't think he wanna battle. I don't think he wanna have that battle.
I want a real battle. I don't like the vague, fake debates. I like real, pointed debates. So if nigga want to do the fake, vague shit, he gonna have to do it with somebody else.
Bro, the Cherokee is not no goddamn ethnic group. That's all I'm saying. That was a weak ass argument. I just told you I'm saying what I'm saying. Americans is Americans, and they identify as that. I'm saying Africans ain't Africans because they don't exist. That's what I'm saying. As simple as that. You niggas ducking the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna say y'all ducking the smoke. Y'all just know that Africans don't exist in real life. They're not real. There ain't no such thing as no fucking Africans.
No, the way you're wording this debate is
there ain't no such thing as no Africans. You already proved it. We're not talking about nation state. We're talking about an ethnic group of people. Like you said, we're ethnically African. Y'all say that we're genetically African. That means it should be an ethnically African. There's no such thing as the bro. I'm not even about to play with you.
So you saying this is what I'm saying to you, bro? Because you having 3 different conversations and you think a nigga ain't paying attention. The ethnic people would be the people of the land, the indigenous to the land. So if you saying those people are the Americans, you're saying that they are the originals. You saying that the people in Africa are not African. In turn, you're trying to say they are not the originals. If you're not saying they are not the originals, okay, well, let me finish what I'm saying then, nigga. So if that's not what you're saying, then eventually it's going to get back to the name. And I'm not playing a name game because I'm talking about the people. So I know for a fact you don't want to play the people game. So why are you even playing?
Bro, you ain't trying to catch the fade. Black Ice, you can come up here, bro. If you want to catch the debate, bro. You seem like you balkies. Come on.
I said, boy, lucky. I say lucky.
No, we're not talking about we're talking about the group of people and what they identify as intelligent person. First of all, you can't have a group of people and what they identify as without having a damn name. That is crazy. You say you want to. How can we identify a group of people without a name? Lucky, explain that.
You
Like I
gotta
said,
you gotta have a
if you
name.
don't want to get the real fade, you might well
No,
just
no,
talk
no.
to
I'm
black
asking you a
guys.
question. You said we can't bring up the names. Well, how can we identify a group of people and who they are without bringing up names? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you
How
gotta
can we
have a
say
name
that
of a
these
group,
people are
a group
African
of people.
or these people are Americans without using the name African or American? That is insane to me.
Socially or not, you gotta have a group.
That is
Yeah,
freaking insane. That don't make no
you can
sense.
use
They're
the name
running,
all you
bro.
want to. You use the
That
name all you want to. But that
hey,
don't change what I'm saying.
You
He
just
don't
said
want to
that
have
we
a conversation about
debate
the
it,
genetic
debate it,
peoples.
debate it.
Bro, you not
you
listening
just
to what I'm
quantify.
saying.
You said we ain't
Give
talking
it
about
to
nation
give
states.
it to
You
black
just
ice,
said
bro.
earlier,
That debate is a
bro.
goofy
Earlier you
debate
just
topic.
said
I
I
just
need you to
explained it all the way
quantify.
out to you. I
Bro,
just gave you
you just
10,
said I need
15
you to
minutes on it.
quantify. You said I'm not talking. I
You
said
might
we're
well
not
talk
talking
to
about
black
nation
ice.
state. We're not talking about nation identities. We're talking about ethnic identities. That's
Yeah,
what we're
bro.
talking
Like I
about.
said, if you want to
Keyword,
prove
Right
that,
on,
if
bro.
you
Now you're
like I
keyword
running,
said,
ethnic.
bro.
like I said, bro, if you want to prove that the Africans are not ethnically from Africa, we can have that debate. If you want to prove the word, then nigga, you can have that with black ice, nigga. I'm not doing
Them
that.
people ain't Africans though. So yeah, let's have that debate. You can prove to me that some people that's living in that place that we call Africa live there, yeah, but they're not African though.
They're genetically from the continent of Africa. You don't want to have that
Oh,
debate.
Bow. You
No,
see where he went with it? He went to genetics.
No, we're
You
not
don't
talking
want to
about
have
where
that
they're
debate.
hold on. We're not talking
I
about
know
where
you
they're
don't.
from. We're talking about what are these people. We're not talking about the land. Yeah, I know that they're from the place they call Africa. I'm not going to deny that the people we're talking about in this case, because obviously we're using it as an identifier. So I'm not going to argue with the people that we're talking about is from that place that we're calling Africa, that live in that place that we
Oh,
call
you lucky
Africa.
it was
In this particular
intelligent.
case, I'm saying that they're not Africans, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to make it as clear as possible.
All right, lucky. So you can't use
We're
that
not talking about the land, bro.
if that makes sense.
If that's the case, then America, everybody that's in America, that is American based off of the land. Like, it don't make no sense. We're not talking about the land, bro. We're talking about the people, what they are, and what they identify as, and what you can prove.
You can't run to the genome. I know you want to. That's
He
an
can if he
intelligent.
want to. It just ain't he ain't gonna run no
It's
African
intelligent.
genomes.
That's what I was about to say. It's intelligent
If
to
that's his
do it.
approach using
But
DNA, that may be his
yeah,
approach. It ain't mine, but it ain't gonna
yeah.
work though.
Cause I know that's his lane, and he got a good lane with dealing with the genes, and you got a good lane with dealing
Man,
with
you can't. They listen,
concepts
Leo.
and
Let me just break this shit
everything.
down. They're
Now
running from the
I
fact
got
that
you.
they can't prove
You
that I'm
good.
debugging that Africans don't exist. There ain't no such fucking
They can't.
thing. Ain't no
Yeah,
such
that's what I'm
thing as
saying.
an
The
African.
concept.
And now they gonna argue me that they are, but they don't want to debate it. Come on,
This
man,
is why
yo, bro.
That's why I was saying
bro,
like the whole
this
concept.
is what I'm
Like,
saying though,
yeah,
right? This is why I said what I was saying about this is a dumbass word game. Because I said
it's not a
if
word
you're
game.
not
We didn't
hey
create the
bro, I just
word
heard
game.
both of y'all, bro. I'm trying to get up and say
Lucky, we didn't
so
create
the
the
whole
word
point I'm
game.
making it, come on.
Nah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead. No, you good. Go
You
ahead,
talk
bro.
the African people of the land. If you're not saying they are not indigenous to that land, then the word, it's a word game. They was called African, they was called Ethiopian, they was called all these things.
Yeah, I'm
So
saying that some of these people are not indigenous to this land, and even the ones that is indigenous aren't Africans. That's what I'm saying. They never call
the
themselves
ones
that.
that no, bro.
They not ethnically that or none of that. That's what I'm saying.
Every single
They had
tribe.
different
So
names
that
Man,
bro,
y'all keep
for
by
running it
that
themselves, just
simple
like in
information.
logic,
Y'all don't
America.
get it clear.
They
Y'all
had
dumb
different
as
I'm
hell.
just
names
showing.
for
I
themselves.
already told you I don't want that. That's a dumbass debate. So I'm simply pointing out every single I'm saying it. You proving that it's a dumbass debate with your
No,
No,
y'all
it's
answers.
just
dumb.
running. Y'all just running. Y'all don't
It's
have
not
no
dumb.
confidence.
All right, well
Y'all
then,
push all this. Y'all push all this we
brother,
Africa
I want
shit,
a
and then when
real
I tell y'all dumbass niggas that y'all not African and y'all can't prove that you are African, now it's this a dumbass debate. Yeah, I know it is. It's been dumb since y'all
nigga.
been
We
talking about
African peoples. We African peoples. You can't debate that we not African peoples. You want to
Did you
debate the
see the
word
Did you see
Afro.
the link that I
We was
put?
called Ethiopian. We was called all of that. You don't want to debate those things. You want to debate word games. So debate that with Black Ice,
Lucky.
brother.
Did you see the
That
link that
shit
I
boring.
had put in there? The Ray City link.
No, I'm driving, bro. I'm driving.
See, when you get a chance, go back. You know what I'm saying, and pull up that link. And when you scroll enough, it'll go through everything that I was talking about with Shy. That's why I wanted you to come up. And then when you scroll enough, it'll go through the chronology going into malaria. And the reason why I brought up malaria is because of Valdosta State College that later became Valdosta State University. They had information on the colonization society, and Miss Laurel Yerby, who was from Valdosta, Georgia, who came back to Valdosta, Georgia, but a lot of the people that went over there, they died from malaria.
Man, listen, these niggas ain't gonna do no research.
I'm not.
These niggas gonna run. These niggas scary. I just proved to everybody listening that's on TikTok, Twitter, everywhere. These niggas is scary.
Hey, Bow, the reason why I bring this up is
All right, well, if
because
you
it
don't want to
breaks
take a real
down
debate,
the
I'm gonna fuck with y'all
chronology.
later.
Name a debate,
No,
then. Name one.
Lucky, for real.
Name something.
I
Name
want
something,
you
my
to.
nigga. You name a debate, then.
He said a debate. Oh,
We
shit.
are descendants from African peoples. You don't want to debate that.
And we descended from
African
American
people.
peoples. Okay,
He
I
said,
don't got no argument with that. If that's what you're going with.
pay attention, Bap. He
If
said
you're going with the
African people.
nation state
Bap.
or the categorize what they call these people, then they've been called a lot of things. So I ain't gonna
Bap,
disagree.
pay attention to what he said. He said
But
we are the
blood wise,
descendants
ethnic
of
wise,
African people.
them people actually calling themselves that in first contact, that don't exist.
Because
So
in
yeah, some white
America,
men probably did construct the name for them Africans and gave it to them, and now they go by that. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
worried about the name. I'm saying we are the people. I'm not worried about the name. I want to.
Lucky. Hold up. You can't do that, bro. The
Y'all
reason
not
why I
even
say
talking
that
about
is because when you look at the Office of Management and
you are
Budget,
what people?
it's a black person. How are you gonna say we're African people when the Office of Management and Budget are trying to get you to acquiesce to being a black person? You can't do that, Lucky.
Look, man. If AP don't want to take the fade, then he duck. I got to get out of here, man. I can't keep going back and forth with y'all.
I just told you I agree on
can't
that,
do
so I'm not
that.
even gonna argue. That ain't even no debate. If you're saying just based off of
I
them
told you
being
he
from the
intelligent.
land and they are the people that they call that land today, and they are those people, I'm not gonna argue with that. But what I'm saying is, so if you want to find another debate, then find one.
I'm saying we descend from. I'm saying we over here in
I'm saying
America.
the Africans ain't African. I'm saying Africans ain't
Black
African,
American.
and there's no ethnic group named African.
Yeah, I'm saying Black
They ain't
Americans.
they ain't even no race. They
I'm
ain't
saying
even no
Black
such thing as a
Americans.
black African race.
I'm saying
But
Black
then you're gonna
Americans
talk about
descend.
black African people.
I'm saying Black Americans descend from the continent of Africa, and nobody wants to debate against it.
I'll debate against that.
So let's take that fade then.
That's a good
All right,
one.
let's take that fade.
That's a good one. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. That's
Hold on. You said Black American. I don't like that term, Black American, for this debate. How about Aboriginal Americans?
We
ain't talking about no
Black
slave
American.
trade. We ain't talking about no slave. We ain't talking about no slave trade shit. We talking about black people, like dark-skinned, melanated Negro people, like Olmecs. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh,
We talking about Black Americans. We talking about people who live in the United States, bro. Niggas don't want to have the real face. You know what I'm saying? They want to play games. I'm gonna fuck with y'all, man. I'm gonna fuck with y'all later.
Man, you using nation state claims and shit again. Niggas talking about Black Americans.
Like I said,
that's some
you
dumb
luck
ass shit.
with
He
the
gonna
draw.
say, "Oh, we can't use these state organs." But what about Black Americans? Man, that's some dumb ass shit. Once again, another bad faith ass argument. These niggas
Because
be
we know
scary as hell.
black is so
Hey, I just be sitting up here proving that these niggas be scary. And Black Ice still in the chat holding this motherfucking tail in his hand. You want to come try your luck, boy, and get stomped out like your comrades just did? They all ducked the fade. Shy Son was the one that initiated it.
He called himself Black Ice because he probably slippery as fuck.
Call him Black Ice because he stank and he need a car
slippery as Black Ice, but at the same time, he ain't Black Ice.
They call him Black Ice because his information stinks and he need that car freshener.
It's decomposing or something like that. I guess I don't know. It's dying. It's
man, y'all pseudo
cemetery.
Listen, you pseudo pro-Black Pan-Africans, Black nationalists don't got no shit to stand on. I'm standing on that. Africans ain't Africans, and y'all can't prove that they Africans in no way, shape, form, or fashion. No way, shape, form, or fashion. No way, shape, form, or fashion. However you want to try to prove that these people are African, you can't prove it.
Damn, that's crazy. And I gotta say, this is the first time in my life where I ain't on no contract. The company that I work with wouldn't allow me to have a TikTok account. I'm about to create a TikTok account, and I'll see what y'all be talking about, because I know it'd be a lot of misinformation on there or whatnot. But I got a lot of books, so I'm okay. But at the same time,
Black Ice scared as hell. Talking about I know it, dumbass nigga. I'm saying that it don't exist. How would you say I know it when I'm saying it don't exist? That's how I know you niggas just be scared talking. That shit ain't make no damn sense, Black Ice. That's pathetic ass answer. Or response.
They don't know nothing about these corporations. Cause remember, about I told you a long time ago.
Lucky, you said I gotta grow some little squirrel nuts.
Remember I told you we're gonna break down these corporations. We're gonna break
down. I grew some squirrel nuts tonight, Lucky. You ran, man. You didn't grow your squirrel nuts, man. You gotta muster up.
I don't know if you on TikTok, but where that nigga that always used to be on your
no,
YouTube.
I just ended the TikTok. We're not live over there.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna get back over. I'm gonna try to come back over there and show some love to TikTok every so often.
I was gonna slow poke the hell out that nigga Kaz, cause that nigga Kaz be over there with motherfucking goddamn he be over there with he be over there with PNF. He think I don't be knowing. Like I be watching.
I ain't seen PNF in a minute though. I ain't gonna lie to you. But listen, man, we've been here almost 4 hours.
On TikTok. That's why.
We've been here almost 4 hours. Black Ice ain't coming. Lucky and Shasta bites the dust. And we out of here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Support the channel before y'all get out of here. Make sure y'all support that cash out before we get on TikTok out of here. And make sure y'all go follow me on TikTok too, man. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter too at Power Aboriginal on Twitter. That's Power Aboriginal, man. Shout out to me on X, man. That's X if you don't know. Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know why he even changed the damn name. He should have just left it at Twitter, but
left it the same way, yeah.
Yeah, because you can't even type in X and then it pop in. It ain't even gonna pop in. X.com, nigga, what? You're gonna get a bunch of porno sites. You type in X.com.
But now I'll be on TikTok.
Yeah, I'll be on there too, man. I'm just now getting on there. I don't be on there like that. I get on there when y'all see me live on here. That's when I be live on TikTok. I don't get on there outside of that. But I'm gonna start showing them a lot more love though. I really am.
Yeah.
Man, Black Ice, you talking about I'm dealing with a damn weenie. Your ass ain't even attempted to hit the link. Get your scary ass on. Hey man, it's your brother Big Aboriginal Power. You already know the vibes, man. A lot of these haters can't throw nothing in the box with the God. We out of here. Shout out to my brother Big Yos.
Yeah,
and we up.
Whatever it takes.
Peace to the real.
Next week.
The alleyway.
You already know, big bro. You already know.
Gotta pay attention.
Shout out to Big Bro Yos for coming up here with me and rocking it out, man. Turn up.
Feelings from the past, yeah, you gotta pay attention. They won't say my name, but they put it in a mention. Too much sneak dissing, yeah, we need an intervention. Pride before the fall, I swear my niggas, they won't listen. Pride before the fall, you took them pills, you got addicted. Pride before the fall, you run your mouth, you turn to dentist. Bring my niggas in the cage, know that shit get lonely. He was with me from the start, but you did me phony. Look my bitch right in the eyes, tell her she my only. Poppin' shit on Instagram, they don't even know me. Had to turn my savage up to turn me to the old me. Killers moving silent, so I gotta kill them softly. Lie better, little baby, but lie better. You playing the other side on God out. Trendsetter, no talking, I did better. They watching my moves, playing my moves. I didn't let up, I kept it aside. Niggas get shifty, I did something, I'm moving around. Gotta get to it, this bread, something they want me to drown. Remember they told me I was nothing, I've been through some things. On God, baby, I can't front it. Feelings from the past, yeah, you gotta pay attention. They won't say my name, but they put it in a mention. Too much sneak dissing, yeah, we need an intervention. Pride before the fall, I swear my niggas, they won't listen. Pride before the fall.